Okay, we are live. It's the Christmas show. What's up, y'all? It's my Christmas jacket. You ready? Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what I have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. All right, y'all, let's get it cracking. WVON Morning Show is the last one of the year for me, baby. Let's do it. I'm ready. The world.
You know, that story about the jail is good, man. There's only fewer than 6,000 people in Cook County jail.
Let's hit it. Man, bro, let's roll. We rolling today. It's like, take it. We going where we go. We rolling. Yeah, let's go. Wake up all the doctors up. They're the ones who suffer and who catch up. Hey, y'all, we gonna have a packed show. Uncle Charles is in the building. Joe Head, you know this like that. You ain't fresh. They do it every time. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. The world, this has been one of the best years ever. Let's get it rocking. If we just let it be. Na 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 na. Ho, 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 good morning, Chicago. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your man, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. And Charles, I'm feeling some kind of way, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's the last, it's my, now you gonna hold it down, but it is my last show of the year, my brother.
I can't believe that the year is almost up.
What?
I mean, I'm sitting here like just stunned.
Charles, did you think way back in April? Man, I remember calling you up.
Right.
Hey, Charles, he like.
It was at most a 2-week.
Right, Charles, my brother Charles. I know you just retired, big bro, but could you help a brother out? Could you just come on in for a couple weeks, help me navigate these rough waters, because it was tough.
Oh, it was real tough.
Now, you know, you said to me, you said, hey, brother, you know what? I got you for 2 weeks. But
2 weeks, right. What has it been now, what?
2 weeks? Oh, it feels like a year. 8-9 months later, we are here.
Man.
Hey, man, who would have known? Think about this, my brother. A year ago, we was doing a podcast over at Intellectual Radio, getting maybe a few hundred views every now and then. Now, we got the whole city on shake. They wake up every morning like, what are they going to talk about this morning? All right, y'all, you know what? But I have gotten ahead of my skis. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. That who you heard me talking to is my illustrious partner. See, I got a new adjective. My illustrious, dignified, classically trained brother, Charles Thomas, in the building. Now,
Merry Christmas, Maze.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas to you too, brother. You know what? Can I tell you something, Charles? You have been involved in one of the best Christmas gifts I've had in my entire life, brother. And that is this morning show and the opportunity to be here. And I'm going to tell you, I talk about it all the time. I say when we close the show, but I'm going to open it with it. There's nothing I enjoy more than being with my family, and this WVON Morning Show has truly become part of the family. So, Uncle Charles Jackson, welcome to the family. Uncle Charles Jackson.
You're not going to be Maze Thomas.
Uncle Charles Jackson, Maze Thomas. We mixing it all up. You know what? We just going to have us a scramble boy, and we going to show some love. Now, Charles, this whole year we've been riding this pony, but as we've been, flying this soul plane, we could not have done it without the team.
Church.
Now, in the team, I got to say what's up to my girl, Annette Das Vidania, Flournoy. I think, no?
No, it's more like Diane Carroll would wear a hat like that when she would be walking down Fifth Avenue in New York.
I can see that.
In a fur, you know?
I can see that. I think Das Vidania is the fact that Annette Flournoy is world traveled, well heeled. She has been all over the world and she has vision. Now, Charles, that's our newsroom. But do you see that? What is that? I don't know if it's a Santa bunny, a Santa reindeer,
Santa butterfly.
Can I?
Those are antlers or antennas?
I don't know what, but Frosty. What are those? What?
It's like a brown snowman.
You couldn't find the brown snowman, but y'all, you know what? One of the biggest gifts we get every morning is the music. The music, the soundtrack to the Soul Plane, and that is given to us every day by Miss Sonia Escobar, who, you know what, Charles? Tell you how Sonia is, brother. You see these Christmas presents she brought us?
I know she brought us some of that Chance candy.
She brought us Kit Kats.
Yeah.
That sense of humor of hers is just something else. Now, Charles, as we have done this morning, so we got to say what's up to the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, Miss Sonia Escobar. Y'all know she is breaking out on us, too. Hey, this your only vacation this year, so just understand that. Okay, you tell your mama, you tell your mama, your family, you know, you love them and all, but you on a schedule around here. We got to get this plane flying on time.
Hey man, I just wanted to know, I'm not gonna say who I got it from, but I won $20 on the scratch off.
You won $20?
Yes, I did. It's gonna be a good Christmas. $20 on the scratch off.
Man, you got $20 on the scratch off. You know how long I've been. You know how long I've been.
Yeah.
Hey man, it is. You know what, Charles? That's because it's our year, man. It is our year.
It's been our year, definitely.
Now, speaking of this year, man, we have added some people on the journey, and as we continue this conversation, I think we're gonna have everybody in the building. The first one in the building is Miss Johanna Leah. Johanna, how are you this morning?
I am really, really good. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Well, we are glad that you are here. So you're welcome to the team. You know, we're going to be seeing a lot more of you next year. Plus now, Charles, we got my guy. We got the Air Marshal coming.
The Air Marshal's coming. Yeah, we need him in here.
Big Otis Wilson to be here to put the security down.
Yeah, he can protect some of this Christmas loot.
This Christmas, man, you got loot for real.
I got loot.
And then, you know what? On top of that, my brother, our social commentator is coming back. She was with us today. But Miss Ruth and Moore will be here too. So we are going to have the whole morning show team, and we are going to rock out. You know what? I know I usually have a script. I know y'all don't think I got a script, but we usually have a script. We're going to take this plane. We might land in Denver, make us a pickup, grab some gummies, grab a couple, then back up in there.
At the Bud and Breakfast.
Get the Bud and Breakfast, stop off there. Then, Charles, we might take a trip to L.A., get a little Hollywood, because we're going to fly to New York, because we got Spike Lee on the show today.
Oh, okay.
So Spike Lee will be talking to us. I still got some questions about Chirac, but we're going to talk about She's Gotta Have It. Then, my man, Charles, we're going to go to this. I got to fly backwards to the social media question of the day, because these white folks, I know it's going to be lighthearted, but these white folks are out of pocket right now.
What they do now?
Hey, man, you know what? We're going to talk about when we come back after the break. But you know what? First, we had a white teacher selling guns to kids. Now we got a white teacher selling drugs to kids. We're going to talk about that as well. Plus, hey, man, I heard ICE is on the move, brother. I heard, you know what? If Tom Dart can't get you, I sure will. We'll talk about it all when we come back. This is the WVON Morning Show Christmas edition. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, my foot. Because I'm going to tell you what Santa really put on the WVON Morning Show. I'm your man, Maze Jackson. Charles Thomas in the building, and we about to take it all the way down. Y'all see my Christmas jacket? Come on, watch it. If you go to the WVON Facebook page, you go live, you can check out my new Christmas gear. We'll be back after these messages.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up on the Talk of Chicago.
All right, y'all. What's up? It's the WVON Morning Show. Y'all like my Christmas jacket? It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Y'all don't want none of that. Y'all want none of that. Y'all don't want none of that. So, you know, I decided today, yesterday I had my ho tie on. Today I got my Paisley Christmas jacket on. I wear this to Christmas parties and people be like, what in the hell? And then they say, ooh, can I try that on? So, just so you can see. Now, don't tell nobody. I really bought this jacket for the Mayweather fight. But it's been so much better for Christmas. You know, when I did go to the Mayweather fight, I was like, standing there acting a fool. But it's the WVON morning show. Y'all, we got a great show today. It is going to be off the chain. Everybody is in the building. Plus, we're going to be talking to Spike Lee. I got questions, man. Mad questions. All right, let's see who's out there. Let's say what's up. What's up, Maria Mister? Thank you. It is Paisley. It's Paisley. It almost, when I first bought it, I thought it was cool because it was red and I was looking for something for Christmas. Then I started thinking this looked like a blood jacket. Right? I started looking at it. I was like, they did not sell me a $500 bandana jacket. Because I was like, man, when I first got it, I thought I was fresh. Then I started looking like, is that Paisley? This look like a bandana sold up. I was like, oh, hell no, y'all got me. That's like, I'm going to make it work. You know what I'm saying? When you fashionable, you can't be scared, right? You can't be scared. But let me tell you what I would be scared to wear. You know how them dudes be wearing them knickers and capris and all that stuff? I ain't got that in me. You know how Dwayne Wade to go there. I be like, oh, no. D-Wade, you the man, but hey.
It's a short set.
Hey, man, I even go old school on you, wear old man walking suit, right? Give me an old man walking suit. One of these days, one of these shows, I'm going to come in with an old man walking suit. I'm going to have me some of them socks that come way up, that see-through.
They call thick and thin.
Thick and thin, right? I always wanted me some of those, man. Like my granddaddy used to have them.
You got to be a true player to wear that.
No delivery.
No delivery?
No delivery.
You got to be a true player, man. You can't just...
What about Uber Eats? Can we Uber Eats breakfast? You know what? I bet if we call Ken... Okay, check this out. Who knows the people at Batters and Berries? If you're on Facebook Live, you know the people at Batters and Berries. Tell them we want them to come bring us some breakfast. Or somebody to bring us some breakfast this morning. You probably could get... I ain't asking for no free breakfast. I'm just trying to feed the morning show team and say thank you. My chef fell through on me, so I'm trying to have something happen. All right. Okay, so did you see the story, Charles, though, about the cop, the secret Facebook group, and the cop in the secret the teacher in the secret Facebook group?
Facebook wasn't cooperating.
I mean, but that, how about forget Facebook cooperating? How about the teachers? Right? You got a teacher in a Facebook group selling dope to kids through Facebook. Now, we done already seen them do, I'm not worried about the Facebook part of it because I think it's a lot of Facebook groups, right? Secret groups.
There's like 30,000 teachers in this city. You got to figure there's some crooks amongst them.
But the white, why they always keep, the white ones got,
all kinds of things.
Look, I'm about, okay.
Be there.
I'm about to hit it good then because I got a great question. But you know how we talk about, you know how if a black person come around and you start looking crazy in certain situations, should we start be wondering if a white dude wants to be a teacher at a black school, should he be getting some extra scrutiny, right? Like, what you doing around here? Who you know around? What? Now, you could be teaching in Willowbrook. What you want to do at Franklin Elementary, right? Because who are the kids that are most likely to be victims or not to be? Okay, so that's where I'm going. Y'all, and then we gonna
I'm not that familiar with that story.
Oh, grab it real quick.
I mean, I know I was on the news all day yesterday. The TV
I thought the thing though
those crime stories kind of like. I mean, to me, it sounded like CPD trying to blame. They always try to find somebody to lay the crime off on, and that's the impression I got from the news conference that they trying to lay it off on Facebook now. I mean,
that's what I felt though.
Right.
Like, but again, they talking about, Eddie Johnson was talking about Facebook, and here we ignore the fact that once again, in the group, white people plotting on black folks in the school.
What is the exact story? Facebook.
Basically, there was a secret group on Facebook in which they were selling drugs and guns. Turns out that there were CPS teachers, or at least a CPS teacher, that was involved in the group that was selling drugs, and they went to the school, arrested them at school. Huh?
50 arrested.
Right. So now, but they so busy talking about Facebook, nobody said, here we found another white teacher at CPS, and who are the other 50 people in the ring? Are we back? Is this us? Is this us? I'm sorry, we're back. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Charles, it's the Christmas show. We got everybody coming in right now. Johanna Leah's with us. We got the Air Marshal. Big Otis Wilson coming, as well as Ruthie Moore. Plus, we got the WVON Morning Show team, Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, and the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, Miss Sonia Escobar. Y'all, I'm in a really good mood. It's like kind of bittersweet, though, because I'm thinking like this the last show of the year for your boy. But I'm so excited about what's happening in 2018. The fact that 2018 is already here, though. Like, I promise you, you know when you get old, you know how your parents used to say when you get old, time flies? You couldn't wait for your birthday. Now I'd be like, good Lord, it's another birthday? Oh, God, oh, God.
I know, man. I can tell you from first-hand experience just how fast years go by. Man.
Charles, but you know, on a lighter note, I just got to ask you this. Have you peeped the Bulls?
I watched last night for the first time. I watched the first Bulls game that I watched this year because I kept hearing all this hype. And I tell you, I mean, they played Cleveland tough, although Cleveland was shorthanded. You know, they didn't have a couple of their guys. Like Isaiah Thomas, I don't think he's played.
He ain't played all year, though.
Right. And, but I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. And they say this one guy, Zach LaVine, is that the way you say his last name? They say he's supposed to be all that, and he's not even played yet. He's supposed to be this Skywalker.
Now we got a kind of a basketball person in the building. We got a basketball mom bringing up a potential future baller. What's up with these Bulls?
You know, I don't even like to talk about the Bulls. I don't even feel like with the Bulls you can get excited. You know, until Jordan and Pippen and Rodman with the colorful haircut, I don't know.
I'm upset.
Paxton with the shot. Yeah,
I'm upset. Look,
every time you want to believe in them, it's like,
You know, I can't compare them. You can't compare them to the '90s Bulls.
Never.
But they were 3-20, and now suddenly they're 10. I think in 21 because they lost last night. But they won 7 straight because of this big, tall guy from Europe,
Mirty, man, who got bust in the face by Bobby Porter. He got stolen. Hey, man. But he played, you know what? Because I think, I really think they was going to trade him. And I think he was like, oh, no. Y'all not going to trade me. But I am going to say I'm pleasantly surprised by the Bulls. I'm a little bit nervous about getting excited. But I tell you what, the parking around my house has gotten tremendously worse on this win streak. I am just hopeful that the Bulls are in contention. And at least we're not non-factors. But I am kind of like,
See, so you agree. I mean, it's a little,
D-Rose. Remember the D-Rose era? We was right there. Oh, we was right there. And it'd just be like, not again.
See, I was never sold on all that.
See, Charles, that's because you are,
No, I mean, I never was. I mean, they tried to compare D-Rose to Michael.
Oh, no, they can't never compare.
Police.
No, I wasn't sold either.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, I'm going to tell you. I'm excited that the Bulls are doing their thing. I watched that game yesterday, and for the first time all year, I was like, ooh, we're in this. We could be excited. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Charles, also, let me ask you, did you hear this story about the owner of Papa John's?
Oh, that guy. Oh man, I'm so man. That's one of the stories that you get a lot of. I just get a lot of satisfaction from it.
Right.
To see him get his comeuppance.
And break it down though. What? Tell
I mean,
people.
the guy. He was one of these guys that spoke out against, players who were protesting, police brutality and police abuse. This guy, what's his name? John.
Papa John. That was calling Papa John.
He's the owner of the company.
They pizza nasty anyway, though.
Yeah, and so he was talking a lot of smack, and then he tried to blame the declining sales of his cardboard tasting pizza on black players protesting police brutality. I mean, come on, man. And Pizza Hut and the rest of them, they said, our sales are going up.
Right, we're going to keep
what's up.
Like protesting pizza, if you ask me.
So let me ask you a question. Joanna, you got a potential future star. How do you feel about him taking a stance that might affect his political stance that might affect his economic stance? See, this Papa John's guy probably was pulling sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. How do you teach a kid to be socially responsible in an era like this when the money's on the table?
That's a very, very fine line.
I mean, does mom say, hey man, you better go stand up there and smile about these pizzas, or do you say what you believe?
I do think when you sign up for certain tasks, it's just like, work. I can't show up here at 11 o'clock and expect to be on a morning show, right? So I just think that you have to kind of follow the rules, but I also believe that when you believe in something that is larger than that, that's the chance that you take. And I feel like if you are stepping out and want to be a larger voice, then you step out and be a larger voice, and whatever consequences come with that, you take those.
Bingo. There's the consequence. Speaking of consequences, I appreciate that. I think, when you get them big money contracts, they got clauses. Look, they say don't do it. But I think it is important. What I am loving is that, Charles, I'm with you. He got his comeuppance. He was basically saying, you Negroes better get y'all butts on the field and time to make the pie, because you're messing up my sales. Well, guess what?
Yeah, they say his stock is way down, and he's obviously lost a lot of money.
And clearly, but I'm saying...
And he's trying to blame players.
How about you blame the taste of that damn pizza?
That's what I'm talking about.
Have you ever had a Papa John's? It tastes like my notebook.
Yeah, and it's real doughy and like really... Yeah, right. I'm not into that.
That's that college pizza. That's that $3.99. You can get $3. Right. Ooh, this is the best pizza I ever had. Yeah, that's that gummy bear. That's that cigarillo pizza. Right. Boy, this is the best pizza I ever tasted in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the WVON Morning Show. Speaking of blunts and drugs and all those things, Charles, did you see yesterday? I was watching our chief police superintendent talk about Facebook not cooperating on helping them in these Facebook secret groups. And I was watching it, but the thing I kept seeing them talk about Facebook, but the thing that I never saw them talk about that much was the white man who was a teacher in CPS.
He was a gym teacher, apparently.
Gym teacher in CPS selling drugs on the site.
Allegedly selling drugs as part of these
Facebook secret group where they were selling drugs and guns. Mm-hmm. And here you find another white CPS man involved in the destruction of black people, allegedly. So the social media question of the day: should we trust white men with black school children? I know you made the face, but I just start to think, like, when Dylan Roof walked into the white church, in the black church, somebody should have said, what's up with this white boy? When you start thinking about these white boys that have all of this opportunity and they decide they want to focus it in on the inner city school, should we be asking some extra questions? We're going to talk about that when we come back. It's the social media question of the day. Should we trust white men with black school children?
Does that mean that we distrust white men with black school children? Well, I mean, that's the that's the question. Well, how would you explain Father Mike?
Amen. Look, we'll talk about it all. Look, we got to talk about it when we come back. It's the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. That's what makes us great.
You took the words.
What?
You took the words out of my mouth. We're talking about flagrant, right?
Right.
Okay, so again, I'm not even gonna go in on Father Flagrant. I'm not gonna go in on Father Flagrant.
I'll say that if Father Flagrant had not been doing what Father Flagrant has been doing for the past 30 years, Black Chicago would be in worse shape than it is now.
Okay, I got you.
But here's my question though: if it was a black father doing that,
If you go on Google Maps, there is a place that looks like it might pass the test.
What is it?
Sammy's Touch or something like that.
Let me know, pick it unless, I'm cool.
Want me to just send you the link?
Yeah, send me a link to my email.
What do you say?
He said there's a place. I'm trying to get breakfast, and so he's looking on Uber Eats.
I'm sorry.
So here's my thing. First of all, I think there are black people that are doing the same thing as Father Flagrant. I think that the white media and everybody loves the story of a white savior. So they always put the cameras on Father Flagrant.
Exactly.
They like, yo, Father Flagrant, if Father Flagrant says he's having a Nike tournament, Nike's coming in and all, because they know everything is coming. If you say you're doing it on the other side of town and you are Reverend such and such who's been out here grinding every day, not to take anything away from Father Flagrant, but even when MTV called, the first thing they said was, do you think we can get Father Flagrant? And I was like, do y'all think that there's no other black people in the...
that's what is disturbing.
And then let me just say this. So if you say, now this I would never say, but yo, didn't he have 2 sons that didn't make it? Okay, so again, I don't know what happened, but I am again suggesting we are so always altruistic and we always believe that and this is not about Father Flagrant. This is about this guy right here, that other guy that they call selling guns. Black folks believe that when a white person comes into the school, they are saving us. They are always all good. It is so good that y'all came down here to help us black folks. But then when you see situations like this, should you be asking questions, right? So when Father Daniel McCormick came to the West Side, right, everybody welcomed him, opened him up, said, oh, this good old pastor is put in the black neighborhood, but they drop him in the black neighborhoods because they say, go fulfill your fetishes on black kids, because who gives a fuck, who cares about them? I'm not suggesting that every white person, but again, if you are the black people that were sitting in the church in Charlotte when Dylan Roof walked in, we as black people are like, ooh, welcome him. There's a white boy. He can't never possibly mean us no harm.
To me, that would be a complete red flag.
Right, but nobody said anything. He shot everybody, and then we was like, dang. But again, here comes this white dude just coming in out of nowhere, and our instinct is to embrace and believe because we got that nanny complex, like, ooh, now, no. Why do you want to teach? What made black kids your fetish? Your desire? When you specifically say, I've decided that I want to help, and I'm not saying you can't.
Right.
But I want to know why.
Not everybody's Michelle Pfeiffer in Dangerous Minds.
But that's the story that they want you to believe.
Right.
So they put these Michelle Pfeiffer stories out, like, oh, here comes another white savior to save the black people. Like it ain't no good black teachers.
Right.
Like it ain't no black people doing nothing good. Now I'm not saying that, but again, Eddie Johnson was talking about Facebook, never saying what's up with this cracker that's over here selling dope to our kids. Parents, y'all didn't see nothing? Cause let me tell you. Black parents be like, oh, Mr. Guglielmi took good interest in my son.
Yeah.
We want to believe. Blind side. Everybody want to be the blind side, right? It's going to be some great white man that's going to come take me from the neighborhood. I used to want Mr. Drummond to come save me.
But on the flip side, we've experienced black teachers in an affluent school who, the second they have a neighborhood class, that essentially, if you look at tax brackets in the neighborhood class, is really high, but it's a neighborhood class, and they treat the black children like
You sound like you've been a Skinner. You sound like Skinner. You sound like the Skinner third when they added the third group in, right? So I got out before they added the third group. But I didn't get out before they added the third group. But the third group that came in, there was a clear demarcation of the neighborhood kids, the classical, and the, you know what I'm saying, the gifted.
Right.
And
I could go on and on. Some of the stories.
Oh, I love this song. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. We got Johanna Leah in the building, as well as the WVON morning show. Santa Claus was a black man. That's why I love WVON, man. Because I'm telling you, Charles, did you teach your kids about Santa Claus? Did they believe in Santa Claus?
For a minute.
Did you get a white man the props? Or did you say it was a black Santa?
I think we said it was Black Santa. I mean,
You converted? Did you convert?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You had a black Santa back then?
Yeah, they had a Black Santa back then.
When did the Black Santa?
That was back in the Civil War.
When did Black Santa become?
Black Santa's always been there.
So was Black? You know what? So like, was Black Santa like 80s, 90s, not 70s? Like, cause I mean, it was a time when people thought White Santa was just a gift.
No, in my house, even when I was a kid, it was Black Santa.
Y'all had Black Santa?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Dang, Charles, you was born woke.
No, man, my daddy was woke.
You-
My dad was woke, man.
I heard that.
Without a doubt.
I heard that. Well, check this out.
He
Speaking
worked at the post office.
That's, you know what, the post office is where the black folks used to come. You was at the post office back in the day. Look, you had a good job. You a fine woman too, because let me tell you, she knew you had a solid job. You had a pension. And man, let me just shout out to the postal workers, because let me tell you, the post office was another one of those bastions of where black folks were able to climb the ranks and make it happen. Shout out to all the postal workers and postal carriers. But, the reason I was asking about this Santa Claus is because, the white man. I was just thinking about this white man in a bag coming down the chimney. Well, apparently, in CPS, it's a white man with a different kind of bag coming down the black chimney. We talked about this big old thing yesterday, Facebook, and these secret groups, and apparently 50 people were arrested for this Facebook secret group where they were trading guns and drugs. And CPD busted them yesterday. And Eddie Johnson went on a big tirade about the fact that Facebook would not help them solve this, or were not very helpful. And so that was one of the stories. But the other thing that just jumped out to me was, again, here we find another white man at CPS selling drugs to black kids. We saw one guy selling guns that we know of. Then we see this guy selling drugs. And I wanted to ask the social media question of the day. Should we really trust white men with black school children? Now, Charles, you had a pretty strong opinion.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you make the decision based on the individual. The classic example of someone who does good is Father Michael Flager. I think black folks in Chicago would be worse off had Mike Flager not took the stand that he took over 30 years ago in terms of coming into the black community and dealing with many of the issues that we face in the black community. I just think the man has been a hero in that regard, and he has all my respect.
I got much respect for Father Flager too, but Father Flager is one. I think when we see stories, I ask the question again, should we trust a white guy comes to pious CPS schools in an all-black school neighborhood.
Well, there was 50 people arrested here, and this is the one guy. There was one person who was a CPS employee, and he was white. But I don't think we can extrapolate from that.
Okay, Joanna.
Yeah, I think there are more people involved in that. I'm gonna wait to see how this unravels.
I think this. I think that when is the last time we saw drug rails? When was the last time we caught a white teacher selling drugs to white kids?
There was one who was doing drugs in a classroom.
Selling to kids. That's different.
I know, entirely different. But, I think there was one just recently in the suburbs. I mean, was actually doing drugs in the classroom that they arrested or whatever. She wasn't selling, but.
So again, I think like we just saw this story of this other CPS teacher who was selling guns in a high crime neighborhood, right?
You know, Maze, I think you hit on something when we were out here, and Johanna, I think, weighed in. It's this narrative that we get from popular culture about the white savior, going back even to the 70s when they did that show called The White Shadow. Remember that?
Well,
and then you have this Dangerous Minds story, that film they made of the white person coming into the black community to save us. And that's sort of an American, one of those narratives that they push, that they sell with. And I think we've been victimized by it, and I think we might be reacting to it a little bit right now.
Well, and then we become, pro-black and against whites when, we step up and take care of our own. To me, that's the disturbing part. I feel like we don't get enough credit for doing good amongst our community, which, again, there are plenty of black teachers that work long hours and do not get paid enough and really, make sacrifices for children that are of, our culture. And I just think that it's sad because, again, I mean, Father Flagler is a great man and he's done great things. But again, how many pastors and fathers are there of our own kind that are doing just that and who do not get the notoriety here in Chicago?
And let's go back into history. Think about John Brown, the abolitionist, Denmark Vesey, Nat Turner.
Like
they make us.
I see y'all. I see the boat is slowly turning towards what I'm saying here.
No, I mean I think the American narrative, this how they dealt with us, is what we're talking about too here.
Right,
and it's unfair because they have made, Nat Turner not the hero, but John Brown body lays a moldering in the grave. You know what I mean? Come on.
Well,
John Brown,
this
that was the first.
This is my point, guys. See, that narrative allows us to shepherd our children into the hands of people who may not have their best interests. Check this out. My mama always says, we are the only people that send our children to the enemy to be educated, right? So now, here you got, if I'm telling you that black folks, if they see a white teacher taking a special interest in their black kid, they be like, ooh, they got images of Mr. Drummond coming in, well, the world don't move to the beat of right? They think they're going to have their different strokes moment, that there is going to be this white savior that's going to come save them, that they going to have, what's that movie? What's the movie where about Baltimore with Michelle Pfeiffer? No. Not Dangerous Minds, the football one. The one that lady won all the awards for it. Like, there is this narrative.
The Blind Side.
Blind Side, right? There's these narratives of these white folks that come to your neighborhood that are going to save you. But yet again, we find another one of these people in our neighborhoods who's doing us harm.
But white folks make those movies to themselves feel less guilty about what they've done.
But we watch the movies, and then we take it in, and then when Daniel McCormick comes to your neighborhood, right, and opens up in the parish, you shepherd your kids in because we got this great white side. So for every Father Flagler, is there a Daniel McCormick? And I'm asking these white people that come into our neighborhood, not talking about Father Flagler, but these white folks that come into our neighborhood.
Well, I'm just going to stereotype. There is no white ginger that could come into a black neighborhood and save anything. I mean, we win in sports. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, look, they coming into the gym because they trying to find them a prospect. They like, man, maybe I could be your blind side. I think that when these white folks are taking this extra special interest and they want to go into the depths of the black neighborhood, we got to ask, what is your real purpose? What made you want to?
Yeah, well, I would definitely raise eyebrows as a gym teacher. You know,
and then as a gym teacher too?
Maybe in biology, you know.
Wow, you going there. Look at you going there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue this conversation, but I'm asking a social media question. Should we trust white men with black school children? This is not the Father Flagrant question. This is in general. WVON, give us a call, 773-591-1690.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson.
Oh, you can't fight racism with racism. Let me just be clear, brother. Black people can't be racist. Black people can't be racist.
Last night, Lisa, I was in so much pain, and yesterday was just a crazy day for me, so I'm sorry I was not there.
Ask the Indians how that worked out. Right. That's all black. That's all people of color. Welcome the white man into your neighborhood, and then he give you a blanket with some smallpox on it, right? He give you some smallpox blankets. Go play with your little boys, and then you say, I just feel like we got one model. Like, we see all these screwed up examples, but then we got this one guy who's our good guy. Right? So you cannot mess with the good guy. You just can't. I've learned that lesson, right? I mean, you say Father Flager, let me tell you, the lightning will strike. You will get calls from everybody in the whole world. Name one black person that gets that type of protection from black people. None. If the first people will run to defend, if there was a war outside right now and it was a shootout and there was 100 black kids, people would be like, we got to save Father Flager. No disrespect, but they would be like, and that ain't a diss to Flager. It is our innate love of white master. Whether we talk smack about it or not, we love the narrative too. We love the fact that we were the chosen ones from some white man decided to bless us with his benevolence and his relationships.
Well, I think it's just we're taught, like you said, to believe in that war. I don't even think it's, I mean, I personally don't believe that, you know, and Father Flager, if you're listening, I love you too, but I don't believe that he's done anything that spectacular for us to really lay down and say, oh my God, I just don't. I don't see it. I don't believe it. You can't pay me to understand it. And honestly, he's adapted urban society so much that I'm sure if we were to go back, 20 years, he didn't carry himself like that.
He carried himself that way 20 years ago. Okay. He was actually ostracized from his family because of his. So real talk. So Father Flager comes from the 18th Ward, and his family was one of the heavy power brokers on the southwest side, right?
Okay.
He took a path, and I had a long conversation with Father Flager. That's why I don't really trip on him, right? I'm not denying or doubting what his intentions are. I don't know if he's done anything more spectacular than anybody black. I think he has that white narrative, though, makes everybody want to go take the picture. If Nike comes to town, Nike doesn't say, when I want to do a hoop program, who's the best basketball player in the world, right? Or who's the best basketball and has the most relationships. They say we get Father Flager because guess what? 2, 5, 7, 9, everybody's going to be there like he is, right? Who is he imparting that on? Again, we like the narrative too. We like to know that, right, here it is. It's basketball. It's basketball. Now, I'm saying he's got a lot of other programs over there, right? The school, the clothes, the food. He does a lot. I ain't even tripping. But again, it ain't like I've never seen any black people doing the same thing. But if the corporations are going to spend money, guess where they're going to spend money? Where they know they're going to get the cameras. And ain't nobody going on 103rd and Cottage Grove to get cameras because it ain't spectacular to see a black man doing work for black people. So when this white gym teacher comes in, don't nobody say, why the hell is he here? Because we like, man, we just happy he thought to come to us. We back.
Is that you, Santa Claus?
Santa Claus.
It's dark out. Ain't the slightest spark out. On my clacking jaw. Who's there? Who is it? Stop for a visit. Is that you, Santa Claus?
This is the WVON morning show. Happy Merry Christmas to you all. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Yeah, saying what's up to my main man, Charles Thomas. This is the Louis Armstrong Christmas. Ha, deep da ba doo ba boop ba ba dow. Yeah, it is the WVON morning show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Johanna Leah is here with us as well, and we are asking, should we trust white men with black children in schools? Let's go to Wayne. You're on the Talk of Chicago. Wayne, did you hang up on me, man? All right, well then we are gonna go to Hope. Hope, you're on the Talk of Chicago.
Yeah, don't forget about the military teacher that was immediately raping a student over a year period. The 53 teacher was arrested this year in April. So that's another white teacher that was misusing our precious black students.
Okay, well, say that, Hope. Yeah, see, man, I just think that there's a lot going on out there. And I think that we have a desire to trust white. We feel good with white folks. We really do. We like when the white folks be like, you know what, you special. And your parents will be like, go with him. Father McCormick. Charles, you have something?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I think it's just so dangerous. It's so dangerous to generalize. That's all. I'm kind of sitting here like, I don't know if I want to go there.
Okay. Well,
I mean, individuals are individuals, and people are going to treat people. I mean, yeah, there are certainly some predators that slip through the cracks at schools in those situations all the time. But to suggest that white predators are using this narrative in order to slip in to get at our children, I just got to see some empirical evidence of that happening repeatedly all the time.
Gotcha. Well, I'm not saying it happens all the time. I am going to say that we love white folks' water, and we love, because as soon as we talk about it, we find somebody say, but let me do this, because Father Flager, shout out to Father Flager, who just sent me a text, and I'm going to read his text. Thanks, brothers, for the support. I understand the mistrust. I hope that there are more legit white folks than not, but certainly there are folks with their agendas. I'm trying just to do what we all have to do, let our work show who is in and who is not for real. And that's all we can ask for, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Shout out to Father Flager, who listens every morning religiously. And I want to make sure, because I hate that the standard always becomes Father Flager. Like, the answer is, so I asked the general question, and the standard becomes Father Flager. But I'm talking about in general, like we see this with the cops.
I think too, though, because Father Flager is a minority in terms of, really doing good for us and to us, that we have to put him on a pedestal. I think, on a level, you have to kind of shine light on that, because the reality is, if Father Flager were the norm, he would not be that big of a deal.
But I don't think you get put on a pedestal for what you do. I think if you serve it, you serve and your light shines.
See a brother here on Facebook writing in cap letters, "Be vigilant."
There it is. Wayne.
None.
Wayne.
You know what happens is, usually the people who are not doing nothing complain about the people that are doing something. What I'm saying is, we don't come back and we don't go back into our communities. We don't go back into the high schools we went to. So if you got somebody coming to help, people need help, whoever gonna give it to them. So I don't think we should be scrutinizing the help we get, because we got so many of our people that don't help.
So Wayne, I'm with you on scrutinize. I can't speak for that, because I give back, right? I can't speak to the people who don't. But what I would say, Wayne, is that you still have to be vigilant. I think that's the point. You got to look. You got to smell. When a guy comes in your neighborhood that don't look like you, and he is all of a sudden all up in your business, if you were selling dope, you would be like, who you know around here, right? You be asking, you be sniffing. What's your purpose? But if he come and he say he want to help your kids, then you be like, ooh, that's a good white man. He sure want to save us. All I'm saying is, Should we be, again, we just saw a CPS teacher. Show me the story of the CPS. They might have stole some money, but show me the story of the CPS teacher that's selling drugs to the black CPS teacher that's selling drugs to kids.
Well, I think it also goes back to our leaders. You know, in a principal position, you have to really be thorough when it comes to anybody working with your children. I mean, I run a basketball camp, and I have to be very, 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 very cognizant whether it's our skin color or not. I have to be very cognizant as to who's working with our children.
The devil is colorblind.
Now, can you imagine how many white males work at CPS?
I'll be interested to know.
How many? I mean, thousands?
You think so?
Of course.
Not
There's
in
30,000
schools?
teachers.
In the schools?
Huh? In the schools. Yeah, there are 30,000 teachers in Chicago. All those thousands of white male teachers that we would look askance at all of them are like even most.
I think it's harsh.
It's a little bit.
I think you need to. I think y'all need
to question their motives. All those people.
Let me tell you what. If you was in Naperville, and there was a black dude, and there was these black dudes that kept showing up, and they was messing with white people, they have a whole background suite whether we knew it or not. All I'm saying is, do we just say, oh, he's all good. He could just come on in. I'm still waiting. Somebody send me out, though. I'm going to ask them because...
with all due respect, though, to teachers, they're professionals. The vast, vast, vast majority of people teaching are professionals. They love their profession. They have altruistic motives for doing their profession every day. And I just don't think they have ulterior motives to abuse kids. They're professionals. Yeah, there are the predators out there. They're certainly in the game. But the vast, vast, vast majority of them, I'm convinced, are professionals, professional educators.
I concur.
God bless them.
I concur.
But there's always bad seeds everywhere.
I do. I just hope it ain't. I hope the bad seed ain't at my school.
There's
so
many bad
I'm gonna just tell you,
as there are bad teachers.
And guess what? I'm gonna tell you what. And I tell you when I see a bad reporter too. So if you come walking up in my joint, I'm going to say, what you doing around here? I'm going to ask some questions. I ain't just going to say, because you know what? I know professional jerks. Guess what? I know professional people that will rob, steal, rape, do whatever. So when I see an aberration, just like if I see a white boy come sit down in the back row of my church with a crew cut, I'm asking some questions. Now, I bet you they would. I bet somebody in Charlotte would have wished they would have asked some questions instead of just assuming. They was like, oh, that's just a nice white boy. Look at him. That's a special haircut he got. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back. When we come back, you know what? We got more politics to talk. Plus, ladies and gentlemen, coming up, Spike Lee. It's the Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice.
Okay, go ahead. You were saying?
No, I mean, again, people just assume because someone walks into a church that it's a healthy thing. But I'm like you. Amari and I were standing in Jewel the other day, and there were two younger gentlemen. They were black, and we were in line. But it seemed like everywhere we turned, they were there. And so after I've had to talk with Amari about cops and being a young black boy, just be more conscious of your surroundings.
I got to blow, man. Merry Christmas.
Man, Merry Christmas
Great
to you,
work
brother.
so
I
far.
appreciate
It's going to be a blast next year. Charles, Merry Christmas.
What?
I got to blow out to go to this remote thing that we're doing at 9.
I'll call you.
Okay, I got to get Sean's phone number for you.
I'll call you.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be here on Tuesday.
I'll call you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Have a safe holiday.
All right.
Okay. So I just turned around and asked the two. So then they were staring at us, and Amari was like, and we were standing in line, and Amari's like, why are they standing there? Like something was fishy to him.
But I'll just move on from here.
What?
What's wrong?
No problem.
He said, why? I'll tell you later. I think I know the answer
What?
to this. Go ahead.
I'm like,
go ahead,
mine's
finish.
live.
Go ahead.
Should I turn it off?
Go ahead. Go ahead, finish your story.
So, I turned around and I'm just like, are you guys good? Because it was very awkward. The energy was off. They were just standing there staring. It was weird. And so my thing is just address it head on. Is everything good? Are you good, gentlemen? And they're like, oh yeah, we're waiting on Lyft. But they left within seconds. Like literally, Amari turned around and was like, Where did they go that fast?
That's cause, man, you
So
was getting ready to be a bitch.
what was your concern? That they were...
Okay, we moved through like the produce aisle, then we went to like the bread aisle, and they were right there. So I didn't know. I mean, maybe they were just fans, maybe they were just there. I don't know, but we're in line and they're standing, like if you could see how it was set up, like the line was here and then they're like standing in the flower aisle, but like watching it was bizarre.
What,
so
you thought
like,
they were threatening to you? They were threatening?
I don't know what they were,
casing
but
you?
something was off. Something was off.
How old were they?
I don't know, maybe 19, 20.
So there's two things. There's either one or two things that was happening. One, they was either looking at you and they was just following you, as what Charles was trying to imply, but he didn't want to say, or what you thought, which was the energy was off because you thought that they might be trying to pull a stick up or be swatching you to be able to say, like, are y'all Vicks? So I think it could have been either one of those, and you had to deal with it. I think, like, I just think...
But I believe, too, when you deal with things head on versus dismissing it, so to speak, or kind of waiting to see how it plays out. Like, I feel like if someone would have walked up to that white man, like, what are you doing here?
That's my point.
It's going to catch him more off guard versus, oh, come on in. And,
that's my point. Like, all you got to do, in security, they say put a deterrent in, right? So if you on some BS, like if I come up at you and I'm like, hey man, who you know around here? You like, hey man, I know blah, 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 and I'm here to do X, Y, Z.
Right.
I'm going to be like, okay, you know what? This white boy straight. Or not he straight, but he made it past the initial bullshit. But if I step to you, or I was like, what's up, and I give you the whatever, like when you come around and you all of a sudden fade out,
so true.
You on some bull.
So wait.
You was on some bull.
So wait, so true story. I don't know, maybe like 7-8 years ago. What was that club across the street from Joe's? Zentra? Is that Zentra?
Mm-hmm.
Zentra. We came out of Zentra. You know how there was a parking lot right next to Zentra. So came out. There was a gentleman there, and they parked the cars there for parties or whatever. And there was a gentleman there, and I saw him with the gun. And so the gentleman that I was with walked right up to the guy and literally was like so close to him where you couldn't do anything because apparently the guy had a little pocket, like the guy I was with had a pocket knife on him. So he was so close to him, but it was so alarming to the guy with the gun. I was so petrified. I'm just like, oh my God, is this real? But the guy was looking to stick people up. So instead of just being afraid and running away, if you address it head on, they don't know how to handle it.
It's like when you look for Vicks, right? Like you look for a Vicks. So it's the dude that come out the place, he looking down, and that cop, that gym teacher, he was looking for somebody to do some distribution. He got workers, he got all types of stuff running around that thing. But you look for the victims. And I feel like what happens is they drop these people off in black schools. Like if you got a fetish or you got an issue or you got whatever, go apply a CPS, because who cares about the little black kids, right? And I'm not saying that every white teacher has a whatever. No, I'm not saying every white teacher has that, but I'm saying it's just like when it's like, to me, it's just like when the whole pedophile thing was in the Catholic Church. There was a ring of people that said, go to the Catholic Church, be a priest, and you can be part of this network of, and it was a known fact that you joined the Catholic Church, and it was a network of pedophiles. They uncovered that, right? Where it was like, just like you see white supremacists going into the police departments and then being able to execute.
Well, but that's like Sandusky. So do we oust and execute every, white?
No, I'm not suggesting that at all. What I'm suggesting is should we be more vigilant? That's it, right? I'm telling you, a white dude takes interest in your kid. White for black folks be like, hallelujah, right? I want to come take your kid for ice cream. I want to take him and show him, mentor the world. Where did this white dude come from? Who know him from where? And how did you all of a sudden pick and pay attention to who they deal with? They always go to people with single mothers, right? Because the mom is happy that some man is gonna take some sort of responsibility with the kid. So you can, and now I've told you to trust this person, right? You are innately trust a teacher unless they do something. So if your teacher drives you down the bad road, all I'm saying is everybody got Mr. Drummond in their head, and they think that it's gonna be some white man that's gonna come save them and say, we gonna rescue you from the neighborhood. And pay attention. The dude went from one West Side school to another West Side school. He didn't go up north. He didn't go to...
Well, see, and that's why I feel like you have to do your homework and your background check.
You think that's happening at Skinner? Hell no. You know why? Because Miss Clark is going over everybody.
But that goes back to it. I definitely believe and that's where, again, it's like, when do we take responsibility? When do... You really pull in the higher ups, the assistant principal. The assistant principal is supposedly the one who is in charge of that anyhow. Well, where were they? And how are you that unaware?
I'm just saying, dudes selling dope. I'm saying we don't see stories of. I don't know if I've seen stories of. And I'm not saying that there's this plethora of stories, right? I'm saying here is another incident. We got one with guns. White guy selling guns at an inner city South Side school. Do you think he's the only one? Hell no. Now, when you look at this googly on me, whatever, I'm gonna extrapolate. I'm gonna guess that he ain't selling dope by himself. So I'm gonna guess that somebody said part of the strategy is, right?
I agree.
We back? Right. I mean, I think it's as they continue to get rid of black teachers.
Nothing I can do. This weather. Yeah. Rudolph, please. Could you tone it down a bit? I mean, that nose of yours. That nose. That beautiful, wonderful nose.
Huh?
Rudolph, Christmas is not off, and you're going to lead my team.
I am?
Yes, sir. You and that wonderful nose of yours.
My nose, sir?
From what I see now, that'll cut through the murkiest storm they can dish. What I'm trying to say is, Rudolph, with your nose so white,
won't you get my sleigh tonight? Dancer and Vixen. Reindeer of all. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building, y'all. This is the top of the hour, so we gotta say what's up to the WVON Morning Show crew. What's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom. And I'm still trying to figure out what my musical conductor, the soul plane, is, because those aren't antlers. They look like Frosty the Snowman's on a headband, but you know what? Whatever it is, Sonia has got this plane flying through the air. Now, we got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building, and Johanna Leah in the building, plus Big O. The air marshal is on his way, and y'all know my favorite, Ruthie Moore, is here too. Now, we've been asking this question. I'm going to get through your calls, and then we're going to move on. Should we trust white men with black school children? I don't know. Maybe I'm just blowing this thing out of proportion. Adam, what do you say? Adam?
Hi, this is Tracy.
Okay, well, they gave me the wrong name. Go ahead.
Hi, I am an alumni from Inglewood High School. I graduated in 1981. So back in the day, and I want to say good morning too, and happy holidays to you all. In 1981, I was working in 1981, I had to work on a work-study program in order to, that was a part of our curriculum. So this particular teacher was in this work-study program. If you allowed him to be touchy-feely with you, he put you closer to your home. But if not, he put you far away to your home for the work-study program. Well, he put me at the Archdiocese downtown. Unknowingly of the things that he always did to these young girls at school, I didn't know about it. When he placed me at the Archdiocese, one day he came to pick me up from the Archdiocese because I was bringing the checks back to the school for the students. I fell asleep in his car. I wound up in Palos Park in his garage, the garage connected to the home. And there he was, feeling on my body.
Was he black?
He was white. And thank God for Miss Woolley at the time, because my parents had to be called up to the school. The school board had to be called up there. And one of the other white teachers said they knew that he had been watching me for some time.
Let's go to Oscar. You're on the Talk of Chicago. Oscar, you're on the Talk of Chicago.
Yes. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
On the question that you had asked, I believe you fight racism with racism. And as Martin Luther King said, don't judge somebody by the color of their skin, but by the merit of their actions. And also, my mom's had it right. 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Y'all so deep. Go ahead, Charles, you got something?
Yeah, teachers go to school, those that major in education. I mean, there's a philosophical underpinning to what they do. And they have a commitment to help children. It's part of their creed. You know what I mean? And to just throw in the towel on thousands of people because they might be white, or to me, I just have to totally reject this whole notion.
Who said throw in the towel? Did I say throw in the towel?
No, I mean to say that somehow a white person has got some less of a lesser motive when they go to teach. They're teachers. They are teachers. They are professionals.
Are you suggesting that there's nobody that has...
They're professionals.
Who's disrespecting their profession?
I don't think because you're a professional you can't have an ill heart. And I don't think because you've studied that means you don't have sick fetishes. And I don't think because you went to school and decided that you're going to, become a teacher and an educator that, you aren't...
Well, journalists can be perverts too.
Well, I'm not making
but they ain't got my kids.
Right.
I'm not sending my kids to them every day. And I'm not suggesting, let's be clear. No one is suggesting that every teacher is a pervert. No one's suggesting that. But what I am suggesting is, let me say what I'm saying. You can say what you want to say. But what I am saying is that, are we really too gullible in these situations? I'm saying that time and time again, we see these incidents of these white men with not necessarily the purest motives coming in whether it's the Catholic Church.
Well, and hiring too, and hiring so-called professionals, as I put that in quotes, right? Even from a camp standpoint, if it's my job as a camp director to make sure when you drop your child off, your child is safe, your child is being taught, your child is not in a compromising situation. If I hear speculations on any, and I hate to say it, I mean, any of the people that I have employed, I'm pulling them to the side, I'm having conversations, and so much so that, you know what, it's not worth the liability as far as I'm concerned.
I'm just saying, do you act like, here you go, you the teacher, you got a line of teachers you're the principal. You got a line of teachers applying to be at school. White guy comes up, you got a line full of people, and you say, what brought you to this West Side school out of all the schools? Do you give them extra scrutiny? Do you say, let me ask?
Do you give the white guy extra scrutiny?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you scrutinize them all. Black, white, Asian.
What you think happens in the suburbs?
Definitely.
You think they scrutinize black people?
I really don't know.
Hey man, I think I think that right now, and let me just say this, just because you go to school does not exempt you from having, no matter what you train to do, it does not exempt you from being wrong. So this guy graduated, he got hired, and now he's selling dope at the school. Was he professional, right?
Right.
Is he a professional? Was he classically trained?
Not a professional.
Did he get his? What was his creed?
Like if you go to medical school, or you go to law school, or you're trained to be a teacher, you learn the ethics of that profession.
So how do we have the opioid epidemic for all the people that went to school, the medical doctors?
I can't answer that.
Okay, but I'm saying
that
a professional does not mean you're criminal.
Right. Let's go to. We can come back to this when you come back. Yeah, being you can be a professional criminal. Ladies and gentlemen, look, we're gonna talk about that when we come back. It's the Talk of Chicago 1690.
No, what I'm saying is, I can reach a level of education and professionalism. However, that does not mean I'm not. When
you train to be a doctor,
Mace is not off point. I know what the hell I'm saying.
I agree that people don't always live up to their creed, but I don't think it's racially motivated. I think it's probably that person's own moral compass that allows them to stray from their creed. Then it has to do with race. I really do. I just don't think that if we begin to say that a white teacher is going to be more likely to abuse a black child.
What about a cop? A cop is professional. Where's his creed? Where's his creed?
Right.
But you know what?
Where's his creed?
Chicago.
Is he professional?
In Chicago, they call it a code of silence. They call it.
What do they call it in New York?
Violate the creed. They violate. Maybe they violated in New York
he's still
too.
A professional.
But he's supposed to be a professional.
He's
supposed to be a professional.
So was that teacher. Right, and I'm telling you, look, check this out. Let me break this. Let me break down this. Let me break this down. I'm going to say this. Can I say this? Let me say this and then you can go. Let me say this. And I'm going to say this. Just like we watched The Godfather and do the rhyme thing, right? Anthony Guglielmo, right? Do you think he's selling drugs in an Italian school? Hell no, because guess what? If the Italians found him selling drugs in an Italian school, they chop him up. Okay, I watch too much movies. Well, let's say, I bet you this though. I bet you he said, if I go do this in a white school, I'm doing how I do. I'm not screaming. I'm emotional right now. I talk how I talk, and I'm emotional right now. So here's the deal. If that white boy didn't say, ooh, it's just like in The Godfather. Give it to the colors. You think that white people say, ooh, we could go sell this dope to these white kids? You think he said, or do you think he said, this is a much easier lick? When you selling drugs, you trying to avoid the police. Well, nobody cares about what's happening to them black kids.
How many of us have known or encountered, black drug dealers as well? Again, so what do we do? Because how many black families have suffered from, mom strung out on crack and whatever else? I just think it's a human thing. It's a who's, morally astute.
Well,
it's your own personal moral compass and what drives a person to do whatever. There are crooked lawyers. There are bad doctors who only want to make money. But bottom line, these people are bound by their, by a creed and what they believe.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, my brother? How you feeling, man?
How's it?
I'm good.
Hi, I'm doing
Happy holidays to you.
Pleasure.
You doing okay?
Yes, how about you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
I don't know. I just personally believe that.
I just don't think you can use a race model to determine who's going to be a good teacher or not. I just don't think that is part of it. I think it has more to do with whether or not that person has a altruistic motive for the profession of teaching. That will be the person who's going to screw it up, and it has little to do with race. That's what I'm saying. I think it has more to do with whether or not you hold to your creed.
I don't necessarily think it is just race based. Obviously, I mean there are criminals, there are unethical people in all races.
Exactly. There's some bad reporters out there that are just horrible people. Horrible.
Big O, y'all need to all get that way. Rotate. You got to rotate and get Big O in the camera too. So Charles, you come to about right here.
Right here.
Yep, right there. Johanna. Shoot, how you get in the middle? Charles you supposed to get on that side. Charles the focus.
Let Charles stay with him. I'm getting over here. Charles stay right where he was.
Maybe you're on Facebook, bro.
Right. Tina, let me turn the cameras. Hey, Tina, this is Maze. Right over here. Look at me. Look at me. Right here. Right here. Look at me. Come right here. All right. All right, y'all. Okay, Big O, we done got into it this morning, man.
I heard.
We done got into it.
I had one ear on it.
These white boys. Now, we don't want to ruin none of your endorsements, man. So,
you don't ruin none of mine.
Big O say, I'm good. All right, y'all. This is a great question. Then remember, next break, we got Spike Lee. So, we talking Spike Lee next. After this segment, 7:35, it'll be Spike Lee. She's got to have it. Man, we got calls. Yes, we should. To answer the question, heck no, don't trust white men, Florence Mail. I'm just saying, Big O.
Yes. Good morning,
so you out west.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are we back? Are we back? Oh, this is my shit. It's Christmas. Johanna, move your bag. Move your bag. Put it over here. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. It's the last show for me for the year. And boy, you know what? We going out with a bang. We are going out with a bang. We started this year with a bang. We going out with a bang. This social media question of the day. Should we trust white men with black school children? It's the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas. Johanna Leah is in the building. And y'all, you know what? The Air Marshal just landed. The Air Marshal, Big Otis Wilson, is in the building with us. Now, Big O, I know you was listening on the way here, man. You are very involved with youth, sports, activities, etc. And I don't know if you saw this story about the white man in this Facebook secret group that they caught selling drugs. Yes. And it got me to asking, seeing we saw white man selling guns to people out of CPS. So I started asking, should we trust white men with black children? What's your thought, man?
Well, you can't throw everybody in the same basket.
Okay.
Number one, let's say that right off the bat.
Okay.
There are some that, are, I would say, priests more so than teachers.
Okay.
When you go that route, because those are the ones that's usually been more susceptible and more publicized and more across the board dealing with teachers. But teachers are supposed to teach our kids, and we entrust them with our kids. So I say that you can trust some.
Okay.
I say there are some that, you got to keep an eye on.
So I'm not suggesting, guys, that they can't, right? I'm saying, but when somebody comes from outside the community and takes a very special, specific interest, should we just give them a little scrutiny? So, Big O, you coaching West Side football team. It's an all-black area. All black. No white folks nowhere around. Let's just pretend. And then this white boy comes out of nowhere and just says, Big O, I just got an interest in young black kids, and I just want to coach these teams. Now, I live out in Willowbrook, but I want to help these kids. I want to be the coach, and I'm going in the locker room too.
Well, fortunately, I do background checks on everybody.
Okay.
Because the foundation, we deal with from 8 to 18, the football camp, 15 through 18. So I have to.
Am I wrong for putting the side eye on them? No. White boy come out of nowhere.
No, you're not wrong, because today you can't trust anybody with anything. So, it's a valid point.
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to the calls, and then we're going to move on. Hey, Big O, we talking to Spike Lee in a few minutes. Right?
Uh-oh.
Spike Lee, we can ask him. I forgot you in Brooklyn. Hey, remember we talked about this.
Yeah.
You Chicago now.
Right.
So, when Spike come on, it's the Bulls, not the Knicks.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
I was rooting for him last night.
Man, how about them Bulls? Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's Talk Chicago, 1690 AM. Let's go to the phones. Milton, you're on the Talk Chicago. Make it quick for me, brother.
Hello, Maze. How you doing?
I'm great, man. Make it quick.
I'm 70 years old. When I was 9 years old, I had a white teacher sent me to Catholic school. They called it catechism back then. And I was all right. I was all right with the school until it came to the point where they say you got to confess all your sins to the preacher, to the priest, and their sins will be forgiven. It didn't make sense to me, because I had television back then, and I used to look at the Untouchables, and all the gangsters were Catholics.
Okay, I heard that, Milton. DC, you're on the Talk Chicago, 1690. Do we trust white men with black school children?
Heck no.
Why you say that, man?
And I'll say this here real briefly, Charles and Mays. This is one of those litmus test questions for so-called black people to test their knowledge of self and their enemies. Okay, slavery is part of a religious system that traces back, has its roots in Rome, made. Okay, now, I'd like to ask you all, I want you all to answer a question for me, and then after loud, I would like to come back with a brief comment.
You got to do it quick, man. We got 30 seconds.
Made, has the Romans or their system ever been friends to Israelites, the people, the land, and their God? Have they ever been friends of Israel?
You know what? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I just think that sometimes we keep trying to forget the history, right? Like, we want to pretend like we rewrite the book. Y'all know that white folks ain't never really been our friends like that, no way, right? No, and I'm saying, in general, they really just haven't done us very well. But we want to pretend like if they become altruistic in some way, we all got the Mr. Drummond complex, I think. Like, Big O, you remember Different Strokes?
Oh, yeah.
Man, everybody wants some white man to come save them, right? Like, man, I'm going to move on where the world don't move. Look, man, y'all, it's nothing wrong with asking a couple extra questions when somebody comes to your neighborhood. I am not suggesting that we castigate every white teacher, every white male teacher. But I am going to say that, guys, in our communities, right, we let everybody in, and then when something happens, then we be like, oh, I can't believe it happened. But you know what some of the characteristics are. Now, we got our own issues that we got to deal with. Don't get it twisted. We do. But I think that black folks are so damn welcoming to everybody that when we wound up shot dead, we busy singing, we shall overcome. And the white folks, you come sit in their church, that you can best believe Bubba's sitting right behind you.
Well, I think we just all need to be a little more aware of everything. We need to do more homework, and especially in areas where we have youth, we just need to be, like you said, more vigilant and more aware.
Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you, if I see the coach going in the locker room, I'll be right behind them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Talk Chicago, 690 AM. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas. We got Johanna Leah. We got the Air Marshal in the building. We got Annette Flournoy as well as Miss Sonia Escobar. Now all we need is Ruthie Moore. We'll have a full house. It's the Talk Chicago, 1690 AM. We'll be back.
Live from the WVON newsroom.
Woo! All right. Oh, fuck. We got Spike Lee next. So we got Spike for 10 minutes. We're talking about She's Gotta Have It. Have you seen it at all?
She's Gotta Have It.
Did you see the original? So there's the original and then there's the Netflix. Huh? Let him hold. Just let him hold. We'll talk to Spike. So he did a new series based on She's Gotta Have It, his first movie, right? Which was the one about Nola Darling, the one she's like a free spirit, but basically we trying to figure out if she's a hoe or a... No, really. I mean, it's like, okay, remember back in the day it was black and white. We was all like, dang. And then old girl turned out to be Uniqua. Because she was ugly in that movie, but then when she was in New Jack City, she made G Money do crack. She was looking so good. So I think that we can talk to Spike about that. I think we can hit Chirac, but remember this is on the y'all haven't seen it, right? So, but you saw the old one, Charles. Did you see any of it? Huh?
I saw the movie, not the series.
Okay. You see any of it?
No.
Okay. So I watched like the first 4 episodes. The thing that's driving me nuts. You remember Morris Blackman?
Yeah.
They made him a Puerto Rican. See? That's right. See the face you had right there?
Morris
Blackman in this is Puerto Rican with a ponytail. like he got the Jordans, he got the Mars, he got the fronts. But he's Puerto Rican. When I tell you, my heart sank when I saw that. Because I was like, man, please. Come on, y'all. You know this. Everybody knows this. Please, baby. Please, baby. Please, baby. Please. Hey, man, that was the original beggar, right? Ooh-wee.
A lot of them out there he could have got. Spike on the clutch, you know?
Spike, but you know Netflix. We also talk about the role that Netflix has played in reinvigorating creativity. Because I mean, who this? You know what I feel like this? The series though is like a knockoff of Insecure. You watch Insecure?
Yes.
It's like they tried to blend Insecure and make it modern. And I feel like he kind of assimilated. Like, making that dude Puerto Rican was crazy to me. Like, Morris Blackman, make anybody else Puerto Rican. But you don't make... Come on, man. That's Michael Jordan.
Well, you know how the white guys make turn into Indians. Pale face. Like, come on, man. Everybody know that ain't Indians.
Oh, my God.
That's the magic of Hollywood.
Oh, Lord. Uh-oh, Spike Lee on the line. Hey, y'all, Spike Lee on the line.
Today's the 22nd, right?
Yes.
That's really fun.
Monday Christmases are odd. Monday Christmas, because it's like the weekend, like Sunday night, Christmas Eve on Sunday night, kind of weird. You all set? You all done shopping?
Oh, yeah. I've been done 2 months ago.
How many you got to buy? Big O, where the book at, man? Hey, y'all, look at Big O. Put the book right here so people can see it.
Oh, that's right. Let me see that. Man.
If these walls could talk, and man,
great.
You got the son that comes speak to the kids.
Good. This is going to be good.
So, Big O, you should know. Do you know Johanna?
No, I don't.
So you should know Johanna, Otis Wilson, Johanna, Leah. Check it out. Her son is the number 1 8th grader in the country, basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. So good stuff. But I mean, Big O got sports programs. But again, the whole morning, look, we got a lot of stuff coming up, y'all. We about to get busy.
Get cracking?
Huh?
We
about to get it cracking. We about to. You know what? We about to be on the tour, brother. I'm telling you. You don't even understand. You got a book. when you do your book.
I call it the Dog and Pony Show.
Hey man, are they paying? We staying. That's the answer. Are you coming to New Year's Eve? Don't say nothing. We on camera.
Yes, I need all the info.
So you should come to the New Year's Eve event that we're doing. We're doing a New Year's Eve event, but if you
told me about that.
So if you want to come, I got you straight. If you don't, if you and the lady don't do something, I was thinking about doing a New Year's Day party though. Like a day party, like the day after New Year, like New Year's Day. Watch football, eat, drink, everybody kick it. And man, cause I ain't had a party, and then I do a crab boil or something. Cause I snap off. We might do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, y'all, we coming straight back to Spike. Hey, Father Mike, we got your boy. Spike. Father Mike and Spike, right? You know. So I'm just telling you, Father Mike. Father Mike watch every day. Oh my goodness.
I'm in Illinois on the talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
The WVON lineup, chat room, blogs, photos, podcast, and more on the World Wide Web at WVON.com.
Woo, it's my jam. We back. Happy New Year. You know I love this song. And lots of good cheer. I used to love TLC. Happy New Year. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. It's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. And you know what? This is the WVON morning show. And I don't even know how to explain it. You gotta help them out over here. But on the live line, we got let me back up. The WVON morning show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the studio, as well as Johanna Leah in the building. We got Big Otis Wilson, the Air Marshal, in the building. Sonia Escobar, as well as Miss Annette Flournoy. But ladies and gentlemen, on the live line, we have the black iconic filmmaker of the 20th century, in my estimation. And I would say, who has got to be at this point the godfather, if not the father, of the modern black film movement. Ladies and gentlemen, join us in welcoming, we ain't gonna say Brooklyn Zone, we gonna just say, join us in welcoming New York Knicks superfan and director extraordinaire, Spike Lee. Spike, welcome to the WVON Morning Show.
How are you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hey man, we are, what's up, Spike? Hey man. You know, last time you were here, you left here with a little heat. Chirac, man. I got to touch on that. Chirac. Spike, you know, when you were here last time, you filmed the movie Chirac, and it was a little bit controversial. How did it work out for you here in Chicago?
I think it worked out great. I have no hatred for the people, the city, and I've been doing this for 30 years, and this is not the first time in my body of work that some people don't like my film. So, you know, here's the thing though, if that bothered me, I would not be still working. I've been doing this for 3 decades.
Man.
If that was so crushing, I would stop after Do Right Thing when people were saying that this film's gonna cause black people to write all over the country, and how can you allow this film to come out? I just keep doing my thing.
Right. Spike.
Doing my thing.
So Spike, you know, I'll just go back because, you know, I think all the way back to She's Gotta Have It, and then you go to Do the Right Thing. You got
She's Gotta Have It in School Days.
School Days, right? But my point here, Spike, is that how does a brother like you, at a time when nobody's doing black films like that, have the vision and the inspiration to get it done?
Well, number one, I was blessed. I discovered at a young age the summer between my
sophomore and junior year at Morehouse College, Atlanta, Georgia. I might add, I'm a third generation Morehouse man. I got blessed with discovering what I want to do with the rest of my life. And so, when I discovered that, I was pointing that direction, I said, this is what I want to do. And short of killing somebody and going to jail, I'm going to do what it takes. Be a filmmaker and continue that film so I can continue to learn my craft. And we've been doing it for 31 years now.
Man. Spike, so I gotta ask you, man, what was the motivation for the original She's Gotta Have It, and then what made you bring it back as a series to Netflix?
I'll answer the second question first. It's my wife's idea that gave me the idea to do it because she watches television religiously. I only watch sports for the most part.
The Bulls, I assume.
What?
The Bulls, I assume.
You guys, let's not talk about the Bulls right now.
We back, man. We back.
Back from where?
We back from them 6 rings. Where y'all's at, man?
You wish you had a Porzingis on your team. Don't start. You wish you had Porzingis.
Hey, man, as long as we got Jordan, we always win forever, brother. Forever. I would.
So I can talk about Babe Ruth too?
You going back to old Evans Field.
My wife gave me an idea, and we shopped it around, and it was 2 African-American women, and Netflix said, you know, let's try it. And that's how it happened. Now, the original version, I always got tired of my male friends talking about how many women they were having, how many, all these special relations they were having, and then a word got back to them that one of their so-called ladies, I don't even use the word they would say, was seeing somebody else, they get furious. So this double standard I thought it was hilarious. I said, let me try to do something like that as a film.
Hey, Spike, so I got to ask though, man, because I was watching the series, and how do you turn the iconic Mars Blackman? Hey, man, please, baby, please. I got some game from that. How do you turn him into a Puerto Rican, brother, with a ponytail?
My man, he's half Puerto Rican, half black. It's called Afro-Boricua. and I don't know if they do in Chicago, but in New York, black people, Puerto Ricans are tight.
Yes.
It was black people and Puerto Ricans. Let me ask you a question. Who invented hip-hop?
Black people, man.
No, black Puerto Ricans in South Bronx.
That's right. Up in the Bronx. You got that right.
Fact. Hashtag fact.
So
black people and Puerto Ricans together side by side that created the art form known as hip-hop. Hip-hop being DJing, MCing, breakdancing, graffiti. So in New York City, blacks and Puerto Ricans, Carmelo Anthony's black and Puerto Rican.
What?
That ain't a big thing. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because, to use your word, Mars is so iconic. I had to add something so to be more of a distance. You don't think I know that Mars black is murals all over the world?
Yeah, man, that's it. I'm just saying for our people, man. I got it, man. I get it. So, Spike, we got to.
I didn't mean to hit that hard. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you should hit that hard because Spike, we got a different relationship here in Chicago, and so it's oftentimes just it's perceived differently, and so obviously.
No, I understand. That's why I preface my stick by saying here in New York City, black folks and Puerto Ricans are one. We understand that we all come from African heritage, so it's not a thing. Why? Who was Mookie's girlfriend? Do the right thing.
Oh God.
Was Puerto Rican.
Oh, Spike, real quick.
Rosie Perez.
Man, and we love Rosie.
Rosie's Puerto Rican.
I know, man. Hey, Spike, let me ask you a question.
So this is something new. I've been doing Do the Right Thing came out in 1989. This ain't new.
So, Spike, let me ask you, man.
That's our relationship. Afro-Boricua.
I heard. We gonna learn that in Chicago. You bring that with us. Spike, So let me ask you, you have broken so many people and made them international stars. Are you still on the Christmas list? Does Denzel still send you a Christmas card? Does Halle Berry say if it wasn't for Spike?
Oh, Halle Berry said that when she won her Academy Award.
So Spike...
Here's the thing though. My relation with people is not public. You know, me and Denzel, he doesn't have to go on and say, oh, happy birthday, Spike. I mean, we just got that love. It's understood. We're not just send Christmas cards. You know, we just love each other, and we don't have to see each other every day. It's solid love.
There it is, man. They did not forget where they came from.
Let me tell you something. Denzel's son, John B. Washington, you might know on the show Ballers, he's the star of my new film. Called Black Klansman. Denzel's wife, Pauletta, played Noah Dolan's landlord, and she's gonna have it.
That's what I'm talking about, Spike.
Who plays the landlord? Who plays her godmother, Elder Brownstone. So it's love.
That's so dope,
Samuel
Spike.
Jackson, his wife LaTanya. I mean, it's black love.
That's what I'm talking about. Big O. So, Spike, we got a former Brooklyn native recruited here, Super Bowl champion, Big Otis Wilson from Brownsville. He got a question for you.
My man, Brownsville, never run, never will.
Never ran, never will. But, Spike, I just have to say congratulations on all the work that you do.
And I want to thank you, my brother from the Republic of Brooklyn, New York, and what you've done in the game, on and off the field, especially for, Chicago. I got mad respect for you. Respect.
Well, likewise, and I certainly appreciate you. And I don't have a question. I just want to thank you and just keep doing what you're doing, because every time I'm in Brooklyn, I get inspired. So I know Brooklyn has to inspire you, my brother.
Oh, yes. You know what I'm talking about. I went to John Dewey High School. Where'd you go?
Thomas Jefferson.
You're the Jefferson.
City champions, brother. two in a row.
John Dewey's in Coney Island. So
yes, indeed.
We didn't have a sports team. So, let me ask you a question. So you guys beat Lincoln?
Did you beat Lincoln?
Oh, yeah. We beat everybody. DeWitt Clinton for the first championship and South Shore for the second championship.
Yeah.
So, so look, but you know what? Otis has been converted, so he is now a Chicagoan. He giving you his love, but he know the Bulls is the greatest of all time. But Spike, also, you know what? You are such a big basketball fan. We have on our show, as well as part of the morning show team, Miss Johanna Leah. Her son is the #1 8th grader in the country, and she was on the reality show Bringing Up Ballers. Johanna, you got a question for Uncle Spike?
I do. First of all, I just want to say congratulations again. I mean, no one can ever stand in the way of what you're doing. I don't care whether they like it or they don't. I think what you're doing is just phenomenal. But I have a question. You've spent some time here in Chicago, and be it that you're from New York and another large metropolitan, did you feel the division within our city from the time that you were here? Just spending time here?
Well, I mean, it's as JT would say, it's a fact. It's a hashtag fact that Chicago is the biggest segregated city in the United States of America. You know, I'm not bragging about it. I didn't make it up. That's just a fact. So, you know, that's something that has to work on. But one thing I would say is that people on the South Side, you gotta start worrying about gentrification, because that's gonna come. That's coming.
Spike, hey man,
yes.
I know you're iconic, man. But the numbers, the social media, everybody is asking you to stay. Can we get you to stay over the break, man? Continue this conversation. I know you're busy, man. You're the busiest man in the world. But we got the iconic Spike Lee on the line, man. Can you hang out for just a few more minutes?
I'm on a whole.
Come on, man. It's Chicago, man.
What time you guys go up the air?
You know what? We go off at 9. 10 o'clock your time. Call us back, man. I know, man. Hey, man, they can't be bigger than Chicago, man. If you ain't talking to Brooklyn, man, then you.
No, what I want to do, here's what promise you the next time I'm in Chicago, I'll be live in the studio. I promise.
My man.
On the WVON morning show. Do we have that commitment?
All your audience hearing it, so the witnesses too. But next time I'm in Chicago, I will come into your studio, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the iconic Spike Lee. Catch the remake of the old movie, which is a new series on Netflix. She's Gotta Have It. Check out Nola Darling, Mars Blackman, and the whole crew. Ladies and gentlemen, Spike Lee. Thanks, Spike, for being on the WVON morning show.
Thanks a lot, Spike.
Have a great holiday, Spike.
My man, Father Michael Flager, St. Sabina.
There it is.
Indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Talk Chicago, 1690 AM. We'll be back.
More of the morning show.
That was a good question, man. That was a really good question. That was a good one. Hey, man. Oh, Spike. Hey, man, don't be trying to flip back. Look, Big O was trying to go back to his old days. Hey, you Chicago. Hey, man, you can't be mad, though, when you go back to high school. I got to rep the Bolingbrook, too, so it's all good. I understand. That was dope, though, man.
Bowling.
He was good, though. He was like, I thought he was going to be a lot more standoffish, right?
Spike?
I mean, shit. I was just,
He's genuine.
Where Brooklyn at?
Good morning, guys. Shout out to Lisa, my cousin. Okay, shout out Lisa.
All right. Dang, where's Ruthie Moore? We need the last of the Mohicans. We had a whole spot in here.
So let me take a picture of this so I can.
But y'all got the cameras, so talk to the people. Big O, tell them about your book.
Hey, what's happening? This is Big O, a.k.a. Otis Wilson. And if these walls could talk. Kind of like a tell-all, but not really tell-all, because what's said in the locker room stay in the locker room. But I told you enough when you truly understand what's going on. Just came out, Tramp is the publisher, Chet Coppock and I are the co-authors, and of course you gotta have the 85 stories. Of course you have to have a little background and a little foundation on me. And we kind of recap the last year's season of the Chicago Bears, which, mind you, wasn't the greatest, but, they had to get through it. So we give you a little bit of everything. We talk about everything, and we leave nothing out, and a few testimonies from a lot of the athletes around the country that I played with, that I hung out with, a little bit of everything. So if these walls could talk, some great reading, go excellent under the Christmas tree.
Is there any good stories?
All of them are damn good
I'm
stories.
talking about, the stories the brothers want to know about.
Oh yeah, today I was getting ready to beat up Mike Dicker.
Oh no, that ain't the one I want to know about. I want to know about the day when you won the Super Bowl and what it was like after you won the Super Bowl. This is what I want to know.
You got 3 o'clock and you got 8 o'clock.
Right. That's what I want to know about. I want to know, what is it like? What is the action quotient like as a Super Bowl champion in Chicago that loves its Bears?
A 26-year-old single man, come on.
Damn!
Come on.
Hey, you got a ring?
6'4", 240. Yeah, come on. 11% body fat. Bob, they love me for my body and my mind.
You didn't get it.
Let me go ahead and take my picture.
They love me for my style and class. That's why they end up on there.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Big O, let me ask you.
It was fun. On top of the world.
That too. Hey, Big O, did you have to have game, or was the game shot at you back in the day?
A little bit of both. Yeah, always have to have game. You have to have game.
No, wait, I need you to smile.
Okay.
Are we back, y'all?
All right.
Yeah, y'all were good.
And there's Ruthie Moore. So. The Santa's song. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. You know we got, that voice you heard in the background is the Air Marshal. That's right. Big Otis Wilson in the building, as well as Miss Johanna Leah is in the building. And I think I saw Miss Ruthie Moore sneak into the studio. I didn't think. Oh, and Ruthie got on her. You know what, y'all. So we coming back. When we come back in the 8 o'clock, we are going to have the whole morning show team right here. And we're going to talk to them, y'all. We're going to talk about the best moments of the WVON morning show 2017. What did you enjoy the most? But hey, y'all, before we go, we got a couple minutes. Spike Lee, thoughts? Come on, Charles.
I know. I really love what the lesson he gave about Black and Puerto Rican relations. I mean, as you know, I'm married to a Puerto Rican woman, and I know how Puerto Ricans and Blacks have a kinship, and I live it. And I'm so glad. I was so glad to hear him say it when he did. That was my reaction to it. In fact, I listened so closely to it because I loved it.
Cool. Johanna, thoughts? I see you over there Instagramming.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure my Otis Wilson picture got saved to my
Hey, look, yeah. Okay. You better get you better take
he
this.
He said he was 6'4", 240, no body fat, okay?
Otis is talking about that.
11%. I'm sorry.
So apparently they were impressed with your physicality. Johanna, your thoughts on Spike Lee?
I mean, I loved it. I mean, what I love about Spike Lee is he doesn't, step down, and I think that it's beautiful that he hasn't, I mean, he's taken a level of scrutiny, but has still remained iconic and not timid. He just still stands for what he believes in. I love that.
Big up.
I just say, I gotta admire Spike for what he's done and what he's doing. And it makes me reflect back to Brooklyn, being raised and born in Brooklyn, and from the age of 18.
Are we getting ready to have to revoke your card?
No, you don't have to revoke my card, but you have to understand, you don't live in New York, you survive in New York. And all the things that he's done, he's learned how to survive.
Yeah,
and he's good at what he does, and he always get that message out there. He gives people straight up and no chaser.
There it is. And ladies and gentlemen, the one thing I thought that I heard from Spike that was important was it really don't care what other people say.
Right.
If he worried about what somebody else had to say about what they thought about him, how many films would he have actually done? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. It's the WVON morning show. When we come back, we got Ruthie Moore joining the team, and we're going to have a full house, and we're going to just recap what a wonderful year it's been. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'll be back after news, traffic, and weather.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation is
You Brooklyn. You survive in Brooklyn.
Hey, man, but I tell you what, you know the one thing that I notice about New York people is that they give Chicago its props. Right? Like New York, Jay-Z, all them people, when they get off the plane.
Similarity. That's why I love Chicago. That's why I stayed, because, the brownstone just reminds me of Brooklyn.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that the thing about...
Are you on Instagram?
No.
Man, you gotta get your weight game up, man. We gotta get you and Tennille gotta get together.
Well, the foundation is.
You gotta get the people, but people don't want to talk to the foundation. Right. They want to talk to you. So when you respond to them as Otis Wilson, they like, damn, I got a Super Bowl champion retweeted me, and now I'm gonna go get the book.
218, I'm gonna get on the map.
Okay. Ruth and Moore.
What y'all Christmas outfits?
Hey, what's up, baby? Oh, good to see you.
How are you?
So y'all, I'm gonna need everybody to get in tight. Ruthie, let us see that sweater.
Yeah.
Now stand right here, right there.
Everybody believe.
In Black Santa, Ruthie, you gotta stand right in this one.
He might steal your gifts.
Okay. Now, can we scoot you in right there? Like, Charles, if you move just a little bit, we can scoot Ruthie in, and then we can get everybody in the shot.
My daughter and I manage my Twitter account.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask Uncle Charles to scoot over. You and Johanna can share that mic.
Okay, you gonna be in here?
All right, I got all y'all.
Next phase, 2018, doing all my
There.
stuff.
Okay.
There.
Yeah, absolutely. We on.
I have to.
Everybody's in. Okay, y'all don't go too far from those locations. Johanna and Ruthie, you all are gonna have to share the middle mic.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Do you need some headphones? There's a set right there, Ruthie.
Yeah.
If you need some, they're right there. Guys, we're coming back. Can we get it? I know we don't get it from Charles, but this the year end. This the last yoga of the year for me.
What you need, Maze?
I need some down with dog.
I would have YouTubed a few little poses.
You know what I'm thinking though? We're gonna bring in the next year. Well, we can actually bring in the yogi and split the screen, so someone can be at their own location, whether they're doing a class or they're doing whatever, and then we'll just bring them into the live broadcast. So it'll be a split screen with real yogis, and then me and my knock the ball out the park. Cause I can't seem to get the basketball dribble down to the beat. Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit off. Not that I could get anything down to the beat anyway. Hey y'all, look at that! Look at y'all. We got a squad. Look, we got the morning show. We need a billboard. Like we all need to take. So before we leave today, we all do need to take a picture, right, of the whole thing. And then I want to schedule a shoot after the beginning of the year with all of us, so that everybody can have their individual and their whatchamajigums, because hopefully, like when you're doing your thing, then we'll say, hey, Big O is out at XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. As everybody's doing their thing, right, then we'll start to make sure. Johanna, you're going to have about...
So I'm going to put this on my page. I don't have that many followers. But...
What's your...
Great.
All right, y'all. So 1, 2, I know we ain't getting Charles, but the 3 of y'all gotta hit the yoga for the last show.
Always do.
Big O got the flex yoga.
No, I ain't not a yoga guy.
Big O.
Come on, man, we gotta get you in shape 2018, man.
Hey, man, let us know what the workout program is. All right. I'm trying to get to I just want to be at 20% body fat. Because right now...
No, you won't be at 20.
I might be at that right now. I'm trying to get down.
That these walls can talk. It's not...
What they do, they do a series.
Okay.
They do a Triumph.
Got it. Okay.
Who published you?
Cubs. I'm Triumph.
Okay.
Cubs, Bears, Bulls.
Got it.
Sox.
What's your goal to sell? I mean, like, when does it hit?
Let me say this. Last Thursday, when I started the tour, from Thursday to Monday, I did close to 1,000 books.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
At 3 locations.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a line?
I was at Anderson in Naperville. I was at Von Mar.
Oh, you were at the Von Mar in Yorktown?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then we went over to Barnes & Nobles in Orland Park.
See, you know where to go. Them people know where to go get them books. You notice they wasn't at the, they ain't sell no books at the Black Mall. I ain't tripping.
But Jim Reynolds at Little Capital, we gonna do that because.
You know what? You gotta get it right, man. Yeah. You take that book to some kids though. Yeah, exactly. Like say some high schools
we got
and
some schools involved in 2018. Oh yeah.
All right, y'all. Dad, we ain't said what's up to no one. What up, Ron Lewis? What up, Denise? What up, Kang? What up, Antonio? What up, John Rembert? What up, Tammy? What up, Rago Babo? What up, what you mean I lost it, Darren Green? What up, Lorenzo Thomas? Big O killed a 20% fat idea. Dang, y'all be paying too much. You know what? The craziest thing is...
We chime in on the craziest.
Right. And they be like, the funniest thing, though, is the Den pays attention to everything. They like, hey, man, I saw you scratching your nose the other day. You okay? You sick?
Who's that white lady looking through
Who's the white lady in the background? They be like, look, the white lady was like, let me get off camera. You know what the funny part is, though? Is that you know them white folks be watching. So then as they starting to type, they like, damn. Because that lady, yesterday, she was right there. She moved behind the door. She didn't leave. That was so funny. I was cracking up. I opened the door. She standing behind the door, huddled up. Like, they don't say me. All right, y'all. We need group yoga. I'm about to kick it off.
Do we got to stand up?
All right, y'all. We need real yoga. It's the last yoga of the year. Come on, y'all. I need y'all. Y'all on the cameras now. Joanna, what yoga is that? Y'all better get with it.
Wait, I'm trying to go live.
She doing the high yoga. All right, y'all. I gotta hit mine.
They want you to cut it up.
Y'all back. Let your booty do the yoga. Flex. Who is this? Flex. Crown on my head, but the wall on my shoulder. Bend and never break. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. And y'all, that right there was my last yoga for the year. So you know you can usually count on me getting my stretch at 8 o'clock. But y'all, that was the last one. Did you see? Now, we got a packed studio. You know we went the whole year and Uncle Charles never once. You know what?
Yeah, I feel good about that, man.
I think
I felt my game, man.
I'm gonna tell y'all what though. I think Uncle Charles though. I think one week we saw him get a little move one time, and then he caught himself. Right? I think when Johanna came the first time, he got a shoulder lean in real quick, and
He did.
He got the shoulder lean in. And then he caught himself. He was like, "Hold it, I can't."
That had nothing to do with yoga.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the WVON Morning Show, and this is my last show for the year. Now, you got my main man to be here next week, but you keep doing that, man. Look, they'll work it out. You know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. It's the WVON Morning Show. This is our last hour, and we cannot do the show without the Morning Show team. Gotta say what's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom. Gotta say what's up. You know what, y'all, to my musical conductor, Miss Sonia Escobar. I cannot say how much the music has added to this show. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, we got a morning show team. Now, Uncle Charles and I, we come here for you every day. But we are expanding our cast of characters. And so I figured that as we do this last show, my last show, I wanted to make sure that everybody that contributed to the show this year got some love. Shout out to Amisha Cross. Shout out to Maya Seals. Shout out to Chelsea Harvey as well, who are all with us in the beginning of the run.
And Dr. Bonseal Griffin.
Oh, and Dr. See, and I be wondering, like, how do we, because she, like, paid to be on the show.
Well, she's my cousin, though.
She is my light-skinned cousin, so, you know, she in first class, right? You know, because she my cousin. She my cousin from Louisiana. She my Cajun cousin. You know, Creole. That's my Creole cousin. But, y'all, you know, we have over this time assembled a great team of people that we believe have added and will take us further in the next year. So besides myself and Uncle Charles, I just said, can we get everybody who's still with us in the building? So you know what? I think we got everybody's favorite right now. You know what? When Ruthie Moore comes in the building, does the lights turn on? Does it seem like I think I got some energy. But when Ruthie comes in, they turn on the energy button and be like, Ruthie is here. So Ruthie, welcome to the morning show today on my last show of the year. How you doing?
Good morning, Maze. I love your wrapping paper blazer, as somebody said. Everybody Maze just gave me a dirty look.
She just joned on you, man. You got joned on.
Now let me tell y'all, when I bought this jacket, now you only know this jacket if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, so go to the WVON Facebook page and you can check out. Stop pushing that mic, y'all. Y'all killing me. Wait. But, y'all, I bought this jacket for a Christmas party last year. or 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Actually, I bought it for the Mayweather fight, and I translated it to a Christmas jacket.
And they didn't invite you back this year?
No! And I thought I was the man. And then, you know, because at first I was like, oh, it's all Christmas. And then I kept wondering, why did, like, gang members be looking at me? And they'd be like, what's up? What's up with you? And then I realized that they sold me a jacket that I thought was for Christmas, but they used bandana material. So now the Bloods think I'm repping when I wear my Christmas jacket. But y'all, I love this jacket. So, but you called it Christmas wrapping paper?
John from Facebook said that. I'm just a social media contributor.
Now, Ruthie has got her ugly Christmas sweater on. Actually, it's not ugly. I think it's pretty cool. She's got Black Santa on her Christmas sweater. Believe. Now, you know what? Now, Ruthie's been with us the longest. You know, she was in the commentator contest. And, you know, when she came in and sat with us, Charles, it was something about Ruthie. She wasn't the kind. We was like, we want you with us.
No, I called her immediately.
You did.
I said, hey, there it is. Right?
Dead. You called it. You know what? Talent scout, man.
But who pays attention to what I say?
You crazy? You. Everybody. Ruthie's here.
Yeah, but I mean,
Charles, you better stop that, man. Don't you be, don't
right
you?
Now,
hey,
right
man,
now.
You better bring it on back, man.
Leave
Look, y'all, did y'all see?
my business.
I'll have me. Did y'all see Can't Stop, Won't Stop? I'm just telling everybody here over the break, watch Can't Stop, Won't Stop. It's important. Now, y'all, then the next person that came on board, you know, the air marshal. Now, you know, I was at a party. We was over at Juan Kirkman's house for a party. And I was like, hey, y'all. I told my wife, I said, that's Otis Wilson. I ain't met him before.
Did you whisper?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Because, you know, but I can't whisper. So I was like, hey, that's Otis Wilson. And my wife was like, you know you can't whisper, right? But I was like, I met him before and he was super cool, but I was like, I'm not going to say nothing to him because you know how the Afrostocracy is, right? The Afrostocracy. So the brother said, hey, that's the man right there. Hey, baby, come here, talk to him. That's the Queen Sugar dude. What's her name? I was like, you know about Queen Sugar? Big O started cracking head. I was like, Big O, you know about Queen Sugar? And Big O was like getting, man, I was like, man, could you come to the show? But then I was nervous to call him. Big O said, I'm him, man. Big O, what you know about Queen Sugar, man? Well, let me not put you on blast.
Well, no, that's okay because everybody knows. And I actually made a mistake. I saw at the Hilton at the one of the events they had over there, and I actually called her that, and she like looked at me kind of.
Wait, funny. You called her Queen Sugar to her face?
Oh, ain't scared of nobody.
Big O, I'm gonna have to have you. Big O, how did she respond?
Well, she was kind of shy. I don't think she really heard me.
Oh, she heard you. She was like, but the difference was she knew better. She was like, what's she gonna say to you?
She saw the 6'4", 240, no 11%.
Look, you steady on that. You know what? This is the problem when you bring. So you know, I got a little ego and I like a lot of attention. Then you bring Big O in, he take all the attention out the room.
We're looking at your jacket.
The tension is palpable.
Oh.
Okay. You get that?
I don't think he got that.
You don't get that? Okay.
Now look at here. Then, you know, I met this young lady some years ago when she was underage in the clubs. But then,
man, what is it? Me Too?
No, not Me Too. Not Me Too.
Wait a minute, man. Hold up.
No, actually, it wasn't underage in the club. There was a restaurant. There was a restaurant called Paget. So if y'all think back to Paget's, this is going way Big O. You know about Paget's. You go way back. That's Chicago classic. You go back to Paget's.
Shout out Rock.
Shout out to Rock, Big Dennis, all those guys over there. Avis, all of them. But Johanna was somebody I met a long time ago. And as we started to say, how can we expand the audience of WVON's listeners? I thought it was and we were at a basketball tournament, so we stopped in. I asked her to stop by. She joined the show, and boy, let me tell you, you know, the den is dastardly. You know, y'all love or hate, but y'all go in. But I thought that Johanna would provide us a different perspective because, you know, this is woke radio, WVON listeners, but so we got 5% of the people that's woke. But how do we get to the other 95%? What are the issues that are affecting them? And so I thought Johanna would be a great addition to the show. And so I'm looking forward to that conversation. Johanna, what's up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to be a part of this journey, the process, and everybody's morning.
Now, Johanna, you know, you got a little different perspective than most of the people around here. You know, you're a little bit more, you know.
I'm starting the Me 3 committee, okay?
The Me 3 committee? Oh, no.
I like that. That's good. Me 3.
I'm calling out all the women who are trying to get these, you know, men that they wanted, you know, in trouble, and I'm calling them out.
Ooh.
Me 3.
Look, you are not trying to increase your popularity in the deal.
What's in it for the black people, though? You
know? Look, so
listen, I got my white Jewish mother wearing these bands. You know?
Let me tell you what, you had the white Jewish people rocking them the other, no mix. They was straight up like, ooh, can I get one of those? What's in it for the black? Look, the lady was like, son, what are you doing? It's like, Mom, I want to rock the what's in it for the black people. Can I get 2? Look, y'all. So that's the morning show team. Oh, you know what? Now y'all know we cannot forget the man who is out at the Blue Light Give-a-thon. He's out right now. We got Annette Flournoy who's with us every morning, plus Miss Sonia Escobar. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WVON morning show. Now we're gonna ask you all to join us in having a little fun. What were the best moments of the WVON morning show in 2017? Think about it. Give us a call, and we'll come back. But I got one. I think that there's a classic moment, and I think Uncle Charles might have stole the show. It's the Talk of Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
More of the Charles.
Uncle Charles, I'm telling you. All right. So, Ruthie, be on the lookout for the best moments. The best moments. Right? The best moments. Like, I think we have. What are the best victories? So the things that we can say is we got the water department, right? We got the water department. We got them to stop the Quintonio LeGrier. We beat the pop tax. The naming of Queen Sugar. The good Reverend Dr. Forrest We Shall Overcome Claypool. We got him.
Who gonna check me?
Right, who gonna check? We got Kwame. We got Trump Kwame, right? We got the MC Light and Charles going at it, right? You got Randy in the water department. Oh my God, yeah, that was the origin of the show, right? Was
I'm like, wow.
I had to hear about that.
Wow.
Oh my dog. She like I gotta go ask Sonya, does she have any of these? Cause man, Sonya, are you listening to us?
Thank you.
Okay, y'all got the cameras. Y'all got the cameras.
So WVON, best moments of 2017.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Are you from Chicago?
Born in California. I grew up actually in Evanston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been here my whole life.
Okay.
Yeah. I shouldn't say my whole life. I've traveled, but yeah.
All right, Pata, I got you. I'm going to document what you guys are saying so that we can make sure we say these on air.
He was at Skinner in the West Loop, and then I homeschooled him this year with his training schedule. And you know what's interesting?
All right, who's got good recommendations for me for Phoenix?
Phoenix, Arizona?
Yes.
What part of Phoenix you going to?
I'm actually going to, what part of Phoenix? I don't know. I'm staying at a resort. So I'm going to go to the Cactus Bowl.
What's the name of the resort?
I don't want to stay on camera.
Okay. Well, Paradise Valley. Over there, that's the, over there by Camelback Mountain.
Okay.
That's where all I would say, all the good restaurants.
What you say? You said by what's the place?
Camelback.
Camelback Mountain?
Yeah, Paradise Valley.
Hey,
it's not.
I should have known.
You driving or you flying?
Oh, I'm flying. I'm straight though. I can fly good. I'm grateful.
Where are they playing the game at? Is that at
the Cactus Bowl is going to be at the Chase place, at the Chase Field. So I think I'm going to try and take my son to a bowl game and a Phoenix Sun game while we there. Like, my whole time is to relax, but I'm going to take him a couple. I want him to be able to, like, I really want to be able to say, go join the Adventure Club and leave me alone for most of the day. Yeah, he is. The Adventure Club, 12. You know when you got the hotel and they got the activities for the kids and they you go kick it all day. Yeah. Can you swim in Arizona now? What's the weather? How hot does it have to be to swim?
Well, it varies because 3 years ago I was there, it snowed.
Man, 4 years ago
it gets cold in the desert.
Right.
But
if it's
last
70
years it was 75, 80.
So it's 72. You can't get in the pool at 72, huh?
Well,
it's a little
kids can.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids can.
The kids aren't getting it right.
Yeah.
All right, keep the comments coming. We got some good ones so far.
Oh, we're back. They got my Sonia working all by herself. Oh, mic number 2, they hear is short, so y'all got to be careful with this one.
This one?
Yep.
Okay, so like that.
So put it maybe middle, and then y'all just got to lean to it. Johanna, can we talk about your thing?
Yeah.
All right, because I think that's gonna be a big deal.
So too, I think we should talk about how, like, if you want to, because it's on a Tuesday. I don't know if you want to live in at all or what.
We'll figure all of that out. I'm gonna say like I think one of the adventures that we'll have for next year.
Yeah.
Is your journey. You know, like we got a lot of good stuff coming up. Part of the things we'll do is talk about this implant phenomenon.
Yeah. Hey, do it. There isn't anything I'm uncomfortable with. So
just take that big bell that has him tie it real tight around his waist, and it makes him so skinny he fits right down the chimney. You are, without a doubt, the stupidest bird I ever met. So hurry down the chimney now. When they say 24, we be looking at the door for the cause I know when there's a Christmas uptown, ain't no chimney for Santa to come down. Out of APD, I had a lot, appreciated everything that I got, though I used to take my pops when caught shaking the box, cause I knew I couldn't wait till it turned 12 o'clock.
WVON's Blue Life Foundation is proud to support the Good News Partner at the New Life Shelter for the holidays. This Friday, that's today, help us in the New Life Shelter that provides a safe haven for homeless women and children. These families need sheets, blankets, towels, diapers, toiletries, and the shelter needs cash. Now, y'all, they are going to be broadcasting live today from 9 to 3. The live broadcast featuring Perry Smalls and Art Chat Daddy Sims. It's time to open your hearts and your wallets and donate. Now go to WVON.com, click the Blue Light Foundation banner for ways to donate. Ladies and gentlemen, now you know the Lions Den. Y'all, we get down. Every single time it's been an opportunity to help, we have pitched in, we have donated cash, time, resources, etc. So I'm asking my den, all of the WVON listeners, let's be impactful this holiday, this Christmas. Get on over to our Give-a-thon. We're there all day, 9 to 3. You can go online though and make it super simple. But ladies and gentlemen, we are discussing what were the biggest moments, the most memorable moments of the WVON morning show? Charles, what you got, man?
Oh man, you know me. I love the
come on.
I love the step outside moment, man. That was best for me because I said, hey, it's gonna get down. It's going down at the WVON morning show. I love that one.
So,
I mean, it speaks to me. I just love it. Yeah.
So now, for those of you that do not remember that moment, and you know they told me I couldn't talk about it, so it's great that Uncle Charles brought it up. That's so funny. It's so funny, but Uncle Charles brought it up.
I had to bring it up because
that was a classic moment.
It was a seismic moment. Yeah, it was step outside.
I was like, wait a minute.
What's up? What's What's up? No, what's up? What's up?
And then but see, he was like, you don't know about that. So State Senator Kwame Raoul, he don't really like me that much.
And you don't like him that much.
Hey man, I told everybody they should support him. Right? I wrote a big old Facebook post and everything. But Senator Raoul, for some reason we've got some tension, so he decided after he announced that he was gonna be here, he came into the studio. But when he came in, he was like at a level of just anger that it was palpable, as Charles called it. And throughout the interview, we kept going and kept going. Big O, I needed you, man. Because I'm telling you, he basically said, hey, man, I asked him about sanctuary cities. He said, I'll answer the question when I want to. I said, come on, man, we only got a few minutes. Answer the question. I'll answer it as I want, and I'll check you. I said, did you say check me? Check me? Now, you know you can't tell a black man you gonna check him. You say you gonna check me. And you know what? And then I didn't understand the meme. Who gonna check me, boo? And everywhere I went, everybody was like, who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna check me, boo? So that was a classic moment. WVON listeners, do you have a classic moment? I'm gonna tell you my classic moment. The most classic moment. The day, I think this may have been the same day that we named Queen Sugar. Dennis Evans, shout out to Dennis Evans from the Lions Den, who named Queen Sugar Queen Sugar. But do you remember Madam Tony Preckwinkle came in because, you know, she was ready to, you know, I think everybody started out coming in ready to check her. She had a team, a squad. She had papers. She was like, she had that cool suit, you know, that one she wear all the time. Well, not that one she wear all the time. But you know.
He said all the time.
Well, why y'all laughing?
He said she has one outfit.
No, I think she goes.
You said she can't afford.
Right. Big O, what you say?
She got two of them.
It's the blue one and the light green with the aquamarine one.
She has a uniform. Right. Does she have a name tag?
They look like leisure suits.
Woo! Are they polyester?
Oh, man.
Does Cintas clean them?
Ooh. Did you say Cintas? So check it out, y'all. So, you know, I'm an unexperienced new journalist. I got my classically trained brother, and I'm trying to spit out what's in it for the black people. So I asked her what's in it for the black people, and she's, well, the prosperity of the extracurricular activities of the world, and I'm just saying, and Madam Queen, blah, 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 wah, 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 wah. 2 minutes in, my brother says, in his professional voice, Madam President, it has been approximately 2 minutes, and you still have not answered the question. Man, you could have knocked the whole country over when she was like, that was classic. That was.
I think it was 2 minutes and 5 seconds. we were timing the answer.
You was having the answer. I was watching like, is that the same suit from last time?
It's a little darker. She had been back, has she?
Yes! She just waits till we leave.
That's right, because
they got a special entrance. Like, we go out that door, she comes in this door. She come in the host door. She don't come in the guest door. Like, they say, if they in the studio, I will not. So then, you know, it's like this whole cloak and dagger thing. Big O, I'm just telling you. That was a classic moment. You should have seen, because she had the headphones upside down. It was like it was all flustered. And it was like, you know, you got this. You got to see it on Facebook Live. Because it's like you got this image of, I'm super all-powerful. I do not smile in my same suit. And she put the headphones on like this. And I was like, you're just a little confused, Madam President. It's just a little, you got to turn them around. Look, we are talking the greatest moments on the WVON Morning Show 2017. When we come back, do you have a moment? I'm still saying, pardon me, Madam President. It's been 2 minutes and 5 seconds and you still have not answered the question. It's the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Could somebody put these headphones on me right? It's the Talk of Chicago. We'll be back. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I like her tailored
A
suit.
little like drizzle for starters.
Right. Just one cut.
Good morning.
I didn't know they tailored suits at Dress Barn. They tailor them at Dress Barn?
It's called Blue Magic, a magic Christmas
Oh God.
Blue Magic. What you know about
Ruthie,
that?
do you have a moment?
Anything about that?
That's crack.
Huh?
You seen
What about the Temptations? Silent Night.
Blue Magic. Oh, you talking about?
That's what I thought you was talking about.
The movie.
Blue Magic. You seen American Gangster?
I've seen American Gangster. Yeah.
Blue Magic. That was the dope, bro.
Oh,
probably
Blue Magic. Yeah, that's the name
but
of
they
it.
probably
That's
named
the
it
name
after
of
the
singing
song.
group in Philadelphia.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Charles.
Yeah.
Let me find
That's
out.
what Cuban Gooding was selling. Blue Magic.
Okay, so we got some really good Facebook memories. So I guess we'll start sort of at the top. You just tell me when to stop, Maze.
Okay.
So Kiana said, "Rom Father."
Oh yeah, that was good.
Pata said, "My favorite moment is when Maze actually kicked the mic during yoga."
Oh, that's gotta be Pata.
Yes, it
the
is.
yoga jung kung fu kick the mic.
Yep. Amina said is Blakemore and the Champ, hands down. All right, so Reginald said first WVON Black Expo. Is that true? Was it the first one?
What Black Expo?
The WVON, I think it was called the WVON
Caregivers Expo.
Caregivers Expo.
Okay. What was great about that one? I sold a lot of shirts though. Shoot.
Reginald, tell us what was great. Murley said when they created the Lion's Den.
That was a good moment. Randy Connor sitting right there.
Reese Most said the NTA babies and the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Y'all know how many?
Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, right.
Boy, Black Chamber of Commerce.
We got. All right, so Roy and Amina said Hermine. They love that.
Yeah, Hermine was deep.
When she pulled you to the side.
Yeah,
that was good.
When she pulled me to the
When
side.
she pulled you to the side on camera.
Yeah. It was in break.
Yeah. So
told me to the side and said, "This nigga here
you gotta
is
watch
messing
that.
you up."
Okay, can you say what she said again?
She said she basically, advised me that Maze was ruining my brand. You gotta
She said, bringing you down. Bringing you down.
You gotta get away from this nigga.
She said,
bringing you down.
You are better than.
You ruined people's reputation.
Better than this nigga.
You are better than
You
this.
are better than this nigga.
Yeah, you bring me down, baby.
Ain't that crazy?
I said, that's it, right up on.
You know I be sensitive, right? Like, what I do? Like, really? Bro, did you really come on my show and put, like, here go my thing. Like, these cameras are on, so, like, you basically said, I want you to know that, like, see, I got the foul on everybody, and I promise you, I keep, like, Yeah, I was like, it was people, though, they were texting me as I was in the other room, like, this broad just said, he's better than you. You're better than this Negro. And one's like, oh, straight up, look. And I'm like, oh, yeah? They are like, you don't even understand. People are like, hey, man, go kick that broad up out the studio right now.
I'm saying, I'm going, really? Really? This nigga? He's doing that to me? Oh, wow, I should do something.
Oh, my God. Meanwhile, she asking me, could you give me some Remy for my party? Right. See, like, here go the thing.
I feel like Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston didn't throw each other's brand off. What really does that mean?
See, man, I'm just, that's the Afro-stocracy talking. They trying to reclaim one of their own, right? They like, you supposed to be on the Afro-stocracy team. Look, man. Look, they be like, them, and them Afro-stocracies, they be like, you with that loud-ass Negro? Who is that loud mouth talking smack? He don't even use
Take that group up.
What?
The Afro-stocracy?
No, Charles made the Afro-stocracy. But they like, hey, man, you was supposed to graduate and come on into the club. Charles didn't come into the club. Charles was like, he went woke on their ass. They was like, come into the Sleepwalkers Club. Look, man, we can take good care of you. Man, with all that good stuff you got, let me tell you. They like, you over here with that? And because I already, I got reports from the meetings. They be like, this black ass, they be going off. You should hear the names they describe me with. And real, like, I got somebody say, huh? Now come on, them King's English speaking Negroes be like, what this Negro? And now they mad because it's got traction. They was like, oh, he'll be nothing. Now they climbing down the list. Oh yeah. Wait till next year. Let me just tell you. Wait till next year. I ain't playing with y'all. Damn none. Zero. We going to the tip top. The very top.
Excuse me for the white audience. We will have an interpreter. We will have an interpreter.
Right. Look, yo, we gotta bring your audience.
Yeah.
We will have an interpreter. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
You will understand.
One of these days, you gonna understand.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you will understand. We'll bring it to you live.
That was.
Listen, she's gonna be like, "What is nam none?"
You don't got nam none. Look, do you know how much vocabulary? We need to have a morning show lexicon. Hey, and I found a green team dude, like a straight up white Irish green teamer that's gonna be the green team dude when we start talking about. Y'all don't understand how this show is about to be stupid. We back.
Just getting started.
Welcome 2018.
Oh, this is Blue Magic.
Is this it? Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, but every day at 8:30, Charles' Choice. Charles, take it away.
Hey man, when you're in the music business, I guess everybody has to make a Christmas album. And that was one made by a Philadelphia-based group called Blue Magic back in the day.
Hey man, I like that song though.
Yeah,
I like that.
Let the sideshow begin.
Go ahead, get it, man. Get one. Come on, man.
Step right on in.
Come on, y'all. Let's go.
Guaranteed to pass you by.
Look at that. Now, Big O, you in the band.
Make you cry.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
Like, I see a second career coming. I don't.
A third career. Look at that, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Step right in.
Charles, was you in the church choir, man?
No, man.
You give me a singing
the
Christmas.
corner, man. I was on the corner. Man.
Was you one of the doo-wops?
One of the doo-woppers.
Oh, man.
Yeah, do that, man.
Now, Big O, you still doo-wopping.
Well, you know, we have the Chicago 6 Band. I mean, we have the Chicago 6 Band. It's me, Hampton, and McMichaels, and well, we start the year off at the auto show.
Hey, man, you remember you told me I got to sing backup. You said way back.
You know
But backup.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, because they got
Let the sideshow begin. Y'all want I got the falsetto, right?
If you can wear that jacket, I think you can.
I don't want the Bloods to come get me.
He looked like a backup singer for the Blue Magic.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WVON Morning Show, and we are, you know what, this is my last show for the year, and we are just sharing some fun moments. You got the whole team here, Uncle Charles, Ruthie Moore, we got Johanna, and we got Otis Wilson, plus the regulars, we got Sonia Escobar, as well as Annette Flournoy. Some of the best moments of the WVON Morning Show. Ruthie, you got some comments from social media.
I do. So it seems like the Kwame is the hands down the best moment for everybody. But some of the other ones that we have is Tammy Johnson from Facebook said the turkey from Harold.
Ooh, tries hard. You missed it, Charles.
Yes.
You pulled out and got here because we got here early, man. They left, you know.
The turkey got here late.
Late. No,
I had my mouth set.
Charles, I'm gonna tell you.
Fried turkey.
That fried turkey was off the chain. Salt, pepper, and mild sauce.
Johnny Metley said the board.
Oh yeah, we bringing the board back. Trust me when I tell you, the board is on its way back.
Remember when Chris Kennedy, the guy running for governor, threw his headphones off? Because we asked him how come he didn't have any black people working on.
Come on, guys! Come on!
Come on, guys! You can't do that to me, Kennedy! Come on! He did. Stop down, man. I said, how come you didn't have no black people working down at the Wolf Point Project?
Right. Who else did we get it? Who else did we? Do you know what? Remember the creation of the Lions Den? Remember the water department? The day before we had the people, and then Randy kind of came in here and sat down, and it was like, and Sonya was like, and then the Lions Den was born. I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead, Charlie.
It was a great moment when Queen Sugar was named Queen Sugar. Remember that when that happened? That moment, you know, You know,
that was a seminal moment.
A seminal moment. He said, call her Queen Sugar. I mean, the show is blowing up on cable, on OWN, right? At the same time, it's all about sugar. I mean, this brother, man.
Queen, the birth of Queen Sugar was how I met Big O. Got him on the show. He was like, no, he called it the Sugar Queen first. He said, hey, come and tell me about that Sugar Queen.
That's what George Blakemore calls her too, the Sugar Queen.
And he calls it to her face. He's standing up and be like, Sugar Queen. You know, George Blakemore, you know. Because let me show you, I'll do a George Blakemore impression at me. You ever been to a meeting with George Blakemore? He be like, and let me tell you, I am so tired of the Sugar Queen. You are not. George Blakemore might have been one of the best ones too, dog.
Oh yeah, Jamal came in here with these big 6'5", 6'6".
Oh, remember when Jamal Green came in? Yeah.
Yeah, man, he came in.
Big O.
They stood over me.
Right, but they was looking at me like you. They was giving me the and Charles. I was like, Charles.
I sound like Blue Magic. What's come on? Man, look at this nigga.
I'm like, ain't you supposed to be an activist? Ain't you supposed to be protecting us from from white people? How you come in with the goon? You know what else? Sonya, you gotta play it for me. Do you have? You know one of my favorite songs of all time? I know it's the last show. Something about chicken.
Chicken.
You got to find it. You got to find it. But you know what? Charles, can I tell you, remember when this happened? Remember we were sitting here talking and then the phone started to ring and we did this? Oh, no. This is the wrong one. That's the fried chicken. Well, we can go to fried chicken first. But remember when we called, we were sitting here, we were talking, we were upset. And I just wanted to leave a message.
To your boy.
Did we get the number to his office?
Yeah, I mean, enterprise, man. I mean, yeah.
You know what another one was great, Charles?
He's never there, though,
he never answers.
I think he's listening to the monitor, you know.
I think he listens because he keep firing people after we call him.
Right.
They get to go. He may not return the call, but you know what? If you are on the receiving end of a phone call on that message, you can pretty much guarantee you up out of here. But you remember this one? Remember when we was making people say black? Remember when it was like, oh no, don't come in here and say black. Remember when we had Governor Bruce Rauner?
Right, and I think he really solidified that you gotta talk about black people when you come here.
Remember, how did it sound, Sonia?
Ask the Illinois Black Chamber of Commerce.
Notice how he said that. Let's play that again.
Ask the Illinois
Black Chamber of Commerce. I think if we would have had a black count that day, did we do a black count and he was up to like 26 or something?
Yeah.
He was like, black, ask the Black Chamber of Commerce.
The Black Chamber of Commerce. The Black Chamber of Commerce. By golly.
I got one. Do you remember Uncle Charles in the phone call with MC Light?
Ooh, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Uncle Charles, why you smacked your lips? Why you make that face?
What?
Why you make that?
Because, you know, I tell you why, because I really haven't reconciled your iconic status. I just haven't. I haven't done it yet. I'm sure she sounds like a really fine, grown-up kind of woman now.
Let me tell you.
I just.
Do y'all understand? We had MC Light, the MC Light on the phone. Charles says, Lana, I can't call you Lana, right? That is your name. She was like, no, call me Light. He was like, well, Lana,
Oh, wow.
I was like,
He's giving her the respect.
no, he wasn't giving her the respect. She was like, I feel like
But see, he gets it. I'm giving her respect. I'm giving her the respect
So
because
that's
some
her
of the
birth
things
name.
she was talking.
Your
about,
mama called you.
That's
Your
what
mama
mama-
called you.
That's
Your-
what her mama called her.
That
And then
mama called Cassius, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay.
At first, she did.
Hey, y'all.
Set the player up.
I'm gonna tell y'all what. I think that it has been the most unplanned moments, the moments that we did not anticipate happening, that became the moments that were the defining moments of the show. I also think back to Bruce Banner, right? And I remember us talking to him, and every time we talk about this hip hop stuff, Charles would kind of roll his eyes. And that conversation we had with Bruce Banner, and I was like, Bruce, what's up with these old people? And he was like, no, I got to give my brother the respect. I agree. It was, again, what makes this show special is, in my opinion, the difference of opinions. The fact that we can have a conversation, some of them heated conversations, sometimes we don't leave happy with the conversations, but yet and still the conversations occur. And they're the conversations that are occurring in your rooms, in your homes, in your cars that we're having. And I think the one thing that I love about the WVON morning show is it has made me know that I'm not crazy. That the issues that we are seeing out here that are impacting black folks, the way that we talk about it, it's real. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we'll talk to you about what we got coming up in the future. Johanna, you got a quick entertainment report, and then we'll be out of here. The last show of the year is to talk Chicago 1690.
What's happening in Chicago? I'm on WVON. And when I come to the city, I'm chilling with Maze and Charles. It's a family affair.
More of the morning show.
Is that Spike?
Blaze Jackson coming up.
Oh.
So you're going to tell us on my last thing what's coming up this weekend. Okay. All right? So we're going to, I'm going to talk just a little bit about what we got in store for next year. Charles, you got any specific, anything that like a soliloquy or anything you want to say or anything that you, like a message,
Nah, man, I should probably stay away from all that.
Huh? Why?
What?
No, bro.
So soliloquy, man.
Not a soliloquy, but a...
This has been, I can say a little something, say a little something.
What is the toy drive that's tomorrow? I don't have that. Or the
So we
the giveaway. What is
Quitting Love. I don't have none of the details. None of them.
You doing what?
Oh, because I was going to mention that we're
What you got?
handing out gifts.
How many things you
got?
Can't see you.
Visible Voices annual party. It's a free
Yeah,
thing.
I
It's
can
ran
see
by
you.
Cabrini Green Legal Aid. It's for it's a toy drive for incarcerated mothers.
Okay.
Okay, well, go ahead and talk to Uncle Quincy because
And then there's Let's Get Fed Up.
I'll call you
It's
back.
the 3rd annual winner rake. Random acts of kindness everywhere. It's a toy drive. These are all free events that people
That's
can go
good.
to.
So we just want to tell people where they can get access to resources. Like if you ain't, we want to make sure everybody has a good Christmas. Okay. So I'll knock it out in like a minute and a half.
Yeah, it won't even be that long.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So I'll come to you.
I have 3.
We're gonna hit Charles. You all will have a moment to share like a quick, memory, what you got coming, what we should be looking for in the future coming up. I'll talk about your thing.
Perfect.
All right, we got to shout out Poli-Sci 101.
Woo, Poli-Sci 101.
Edward, you happy?
Hey, man, Brother Edward. Hey, man, that's the videographer of the sit. When we get the edited version, boy, we going to be in there. What else you got?
All right, also, several people have said the best moment was Sharon Fairley. Never been to a black restaurant. Running for AG, so they wanted me to put that out. Several people.
How many campaigns do you think we've ended on this show? Like at the end of the day, how much? You know what? Could you imagine if we put like X's, had like a scoreboard, and just all right, pop tax, boom. You could really you don't want outcomes. We have legitimate outcomes from this show. Real talk, the pop tax. I'm gonna tell you, Victor and them they about to make $1 million on that pop tax. But I'm gonna tell you, it ain't gonna be the same because they didn't have anybody that we organically took that issue on, and they got the benefit of us pushing the wave. The water department, right? Changing out. You got the Quintonio LaGreer, right? What else we got? What else did we get this year? Was there another tax? We renamed the pop tax from the sugary beverage, right? That was the sugary beverage tax, the sweetened beverage tax. Then it turned into the pop tax. Forbes magazine this year.
Poli-sci 101.
Poli-sci 101, man. That Poli-sci 101, they asking me to teach that in schools. Like, I had a couple offers from universities to come do guest lectures on that one.
Wow.
I'm excited about it. Man, 2018 is getting ready to be stupid. Plus, we got this Kanika Jenkins story coming out with MTV in 2018.
Cookout.
Oh, the cookout, too. Oh, the cookout. Man, remember the cookout? They was like, oh, it's going to be 6 people there. Oh, they got free hot dogs and hamburgers. The Negroes got the, Man.
Someone just said love the Bears.
Huh?
Love those 80s Bears.
We all do. We all still wish those days were here.
Somebody want to know where your ring is. Somebody asks that every time.
In the trophy case.
Okay. Whoever asked that
It's
is
too
in the
early.
trophy
I'm
case.
like, I ain't going down there.
Oh, you ain't rocking it like that? You don't? Do you rock it? You rock it on your book tour though, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't do 7:30 in the morning book signing. Oh yeah.
Ooh, Don from Colorado. Hey man, maybe Don could send. Hey Don.
Bishop Winkle.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
Who coined the term Chicago's?
Charles Thomas.
There you go, Reese Mo. It was Charles.
Chicago's, Afrostocracy. Those Chicago's should be a t-shirt. Afrostocracy. Think about this. People are asking me for Afrostocracy t-shirts. Like, so you want to rock you want to be part of, see, that's Chicago. Afrostocracy ain't necessarily a plus around this mud. But you know, we want to be the Afro stocks. Y'all, we back.
I have some.
Yes, Ladies and gentlemen, it's the talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. Just want to encourage everybody, get over to the Blue Light Foundation. Y'all, it's our give-a-thon today. From 9 o'clock to 3, Perry and our Chat Daddy Sims will be at the New Life Shelter. Now, we need you to go to the WVON BlueLightFoundation.org. Make your donation. They need sheets, clothes, bedding, everything that's going on. What's up? I don't know what you're doing, Keith Sled, so I can't read through the glass. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last show of the year for Maze Jackson. So before we go, I want to take a quick lap around the room. Uncle Charles.
I'll be quick. I'll be quick. You know, I didn't think a year ago I would be sitting here doing this now. And I have the feeling that I've been in the right place at the right time for Chicago, because I can see we are, you know, I've said this many times, we're at a pivotal moment in our history in this post-Obama era. And to be sitting here, this is the right place. It has been the right place at the right time. And next year is going to be even more pivotal as we really consolidate this movement to have free-thinking black folks in Chicago again.
Bam, ladies and gentlemen, that's Uncle Charles. Ruthie Mo.
My favorite moment was the first time that I saw you and Charles get into a real argument. And then the next day, both of y'all were still on the show. So that was an indication to me that there's some longevity here as well as a whole lot of realness.
Check this out. I'm going to disagree with my brother over generational, but you know what? Here's the thing. I think these things that we talk about are passionate, but I don't think we're going away, right? We got passion about the issues, and we're going to disagree, but that's what needs to happen in our community. And whether we agree or disagree, this movement don't stop over no one disagreement. Big O.
Or no one person.
Right. No one monkey don't stop the show. Go ahead.
When I met you, Maze, and you talked about coming on the show, I didn't know how this thing was going to turn out, and I just want to thank you for the opportunity and to meet Uncle Charles, and you guys have been a blessing. I'm looking forward to 18. We're going to do some great things, and it's the right time for me. I mean, I really feel I have a voice and I have things to say and things to do and places to be, and we want Chicago to know about that. So I appreciate you guys, 218. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, man, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I never thought that I would have a Super Bowl champion welcoming me or being thankful to me, but I'm honored to have you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we brought Johanna Leo in. Johanna, why don't you tell us, you're going to be doing a little entertainment for us next year, but keeping people up to date. Some of the things that people can do this weekend if they are trying to have a better Christmas.
Yeah, so let's get out, you guys. These are all free events here in the city. Visible Voices annual holiday party. It's brought to you by the Cabrini Green Legal Aid. It's Friday, December 22nd from 5:30 to 7:30 at the LaSalle Street Church. So it's a toy drive for incarcerated mothers. And, you know, let's get out there. A lot of these women have children and they need, you know, kids or gifts as well. Let's Get Fed Up is the third annual winter rake, which is the random acts of kindness everywhere. It's a happy hour and toy drive, Friday, December 22nd as well, from 5 to 9. Again, these are all free events. There's another one, Southside Community Holiday Jamboree. It's brought to you by Alice Jenkins. It's December 23rd from 3 to 6:30 p.m. and that's at the South Shore United Methodist Church. And so those are for all families. And I think it's great. So get out and give gifts to the people who don't have any.
Don't forget, we got the Blue Light Foundation all day today live broadcast, from 9 to 3. Art Chad Daddy Sims and Perry Small. Make sure you make a donation. Hey y'all, real quick, want to make sure that you stay tuned for next year because we got a lot going on. We are going to stay woke. This is going to be Stay Woke Radio, but we are also going to be incorporating. We got 5% of the black audience, but that means that there's 95% out there that we need to talk to. And so we're going to be trying to do things to expand the audience. Some of the things will be a little different. Hey guys, you know, we got Johanna, but one of the things I want to talk about next year, you all got to tune in because we're going to follow her journey to correct her plastic surgery. A lot of sisters talk about these implants here and there and all over, but nobody, it's a secret nobody wants to talk about, but it's affecting people every day, people living and dying. That's part of the exciting programming that we'll have next year. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you now, it's going down. We got the green team, everybody, but I'm out of here. And so until next year, for Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, for my music conductor, The Soul Plane, for my main man, Uncle Charles, Ruthie, Johanna, Big O, I'm your main man, Maze Jackson. If you don't like it, for 2017, just wait till 2018, because when I come back, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
To the dark chambers of pessimism. With this faith, we will be able to speed up the day. And there will be peace on earth and goodwill toward men. It will be a glorious day.
Okay, hold on, y'all.
Stars will sing together.
Everybody, can y'all give me a close, Charles?
Happy New Year.
Shout for joy.
Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year.
Ruth and Mo.
Happy holidays. Everybody enjoy the warmth and comfort of your families. And if you don't have any family, I would implore you to do a little community service this season.
Johanna.
You guys stop by one of those free events.
Move that mic.
These kids definitely need our help, our love, and support. It is not about us this holiday season. Make it about somebody else.
Big O.
Happy holidays to everyone. Have a safe and blessed and 1918 New Year.
Ladies
2018.
I was like, damn, we going backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, as the host of the WVON Morning Show, it has been my complete honor to not only have you as an audience, but be able to work with all of these wonderful people. And I look forward to being able to provide way more content, way more discussions. Keep pushing the envelope, because I'm gonna tell y'all, we just got started this year. Next year it's on and popping. We got a list. We checking it twice. By Christmas time next year, it's gonna be a big, fat, long list of people who either got right or got out. You know what I'm saying? Get right or get out. That's 2018 for y'all. Peace. We out of here.
Are you gonna be on Facebook?